Well, it has been a hell of a night in the YouTube sports gaming community. We just came out of the Fields of Dreams draft on Simtistics with Steve Tate and his channel. And so a huge thank you to Steve Tate and Big Clue for doing all the organizing, all the hard work. This is going to be super fun. It looks like we have 23 human managers and a computer manager. That last one could change. So 23 people involved. I think that's awesome. Buckshot is here. Dwayne Martz, the bum, is here. And Carlos Yaz is here. Dwayne, I should make you come on the mic and call this game with me for taking the 1904 Pittsburgh Pirates. Oh, well, it's all good, buddy. It's still my vitriol is still directed at MV. So, guys, this is going to be a lot of fun. Hey, Arnold Hunter, good to see you, my friend. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. So I thought just for time, I was going to do part 6 of their 7 or whatever part run of the 1967 experiment, but felt more like doing a game. So you guys get to pick the 2 teams. There's Cousin Ken Castro. No, you're not sorry at all, but that's okay. You're also not MV, so I'm not going to pick on you, Dwayne. You're a good guy. It's all good, man. I actually was very happy with the teams that I picked. Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be great. Don't be sorry, says Cousin Ken. All right, so we're going to use historical exhibition mode here in Out of the Park Baseball. We'll let that fire up, that part. And you guys can just pick a couple teams and play. All right, well, there's the first one, 1968 Cardinals. So who are they going to face? You know that? Carlos just jumped in on that. So that's one team. We need another team. If we have time, we'll do 2. Yeah, whatever. It's early. I don't have to be at work till Tuesday. Life is good. So there we go. Yep. So Buckshot says he can't wait to put his team together. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be looking at mine this weekend. I'm really happy. I mean, yeah, I would have liked to have actually, Dwayne, if it makes you feel any better, I was actually torn between the 1904 Pirates and 1904 Cubs. I mean, obviously it didn't get either, but that 1904 Cubs team is really, really good too. So, wow. Okay, the 1968 Cardinals versus the 1903 Boston Americans. Okay, that's what we'll do. Oh, yeah, it's great. Big Clue, you and Steve did an amazing job. All right, so the first team mentioned is the home team. So the home team is going to be the 1968 Cardinals, and I suppose we should go to the proper era first. But all right. So a dead ball team versus a should be fun, actually, because 1968 was a year of the pitcher. All right, so there's the Cardinals, and we need, what was it again? The 1903 Boston Americans. Wow, cool. All right, should be an interesting matchup. Okay, so here we go. We'll get to the opening up. Anybody that wants to come in, by the way, I will do an invite copy. The only other thing besides thanking Steve and Clue for their great work is we've got to convince Steve to download Brave browser. Watching on Baseball Reference, and there's some dude being led away in handcuffs and stuff like that. So, yeah. All right. Will anybody score in this game? Dwayne Martz says, I was just looking at shortstop and second baseman Beatles and thought, yeah, it's a hell of a pair. Absolutely. Claude Ritchie and Hannes Wagner. Yeah. And you picked a great one going either way. I mean, going forward, Wagner's got a lot of good years ahead of him. And you start getting 1908 Wagner. I mean, if you cut Hannes Wagner from your team, that would be, you don't want to do that. So I'm glad you got him, Dwayne. I'm glad MV didn't get them. How's that? I'm glad MV did neither got the 1904 Pirates nor the Cubs. I was just very, very quiet, so I'm holding on through the entire draft, saying, "Okay, nobody take the 1904 Reds. Nobody did, and I took them, and for a reason is because that was there are some former Cubs back in their glory years that are on that Reds team. That's why I wanted that Reds team. So was happy to get 7-8 Pirates, no brainer, because I can go start backwards with the Pirates. For any Pirate players I decide to keep, I'm going to be going backwards with them. No brainer. 2008 Angels was just a hell of a team. So hey, Harry Steinfeld, forgotten, but excellent player. That 1904 Reds, not a bad team. So yeah, no way MV's winning this year. That is the spirit, Buckshot. Yep. And Stephen Clue did a phenomenal job. They really, really did. So give it up for these guys. It's going to be a lot of fun, huh? All right. Do we really want this to be a 7-game series? No, we don't. We're going to change this. This is just going to be a one-off. That's it. That's all. All right. No DH. No damn DH. All right. So the 1903 Boston Americans versus the 1968 St. Louis Cardinals. All right. So a little bit about each season. So for 1903 recap, the two feuding major leagues buried most of their hatches before the 1903 season started. When it was over, the Boston Americans laid claim to the first World Series title by derailing the Pittsburgh Pirates in a best-of-9 series. And, of course, on Dwayne Mart's YouTube network, the Pirates win the inaugural World Series in his World Series project. Just wanted to add that in. All right, the ageless Cy Young posted a 28-9 record at the age of 36, and he and Bill Dineen held Boston past Pittsburgh by winning 4 games straight after the Pirates had taken a 3-1 lead in the series. Boston's hitters were paced by Patsy Doherty, who 391, who also hit the first home run in World Series history, which is actually incorrect. So I've got to let Out of the Park know that they need to fix this, because we already talked about this. Actually, Jimmy Sebring hit the first home run in World Series history. It was not Patsy Doherty. So anyhow, I will let them know. It's like, do your research. Anyhow, Matt Lajoie, third place Cleveland, led the American League hitters with a 344 average. Gettysburg, Eddie Plank and Rube Waddell started on the mound for the Philadelphia A's, but the A's came in a distant second to Boston. The New York Islanders, in their first season as the replacement Baltimore franchise, finished a respectable 4th. The Pirates continued their domination of the National League as Hannes Wagner, Ginger Beaumont, and Fred Clark all hit 340 or better to back the pitching of Sam Lever and Deacon Felipe. In the series, Felipe won 3 of the 5 games he started, but Boston's hurdlers held Pittsburgh's hitters to a 237 average. Pittsburgh's main contribution in the regular season was John McGraw's New York Giants, who had a pair of 30-game winners, or their main competition, who had a pair of 30-game winners in Joe McGinnity and Christy Mathewson, and a 350 hitter in the Duke of Tralee, Roger Bresnahan. Now for 1968. 1968 has been dubbed the year of the pitcher for good reason. The American League hit only .230 as a whole, with Boston outfielder Carl Yastrzemski leading the way with a paltry .301 average. Of course, the year before, Yaz wins the Triple Crown. St. Louis righty Bob Gibson, who went 22-9 with a 1.12 earned run average, was named both league MVP and Cy Young Award winner, as he set a modern ERA record. Detroit's Denny McLain earned the same awards in the American League as he won 31 games with a 1.96 earned run average and 280 strikeouts. McLain's Tigers won the American League with 103 wins. Then Series MVP Mickey Lalich outdueled Gibson in Game 7 to bring a championship to Detroit for the first time since World War II. Frank Howard of the Washington Senators led the majors with 44 home runs. Only 7 players hit 30 or more home runs in 1968. So milestones and moments from 1968. Joe Medwick, Goose Goslin, and Kai Kyler enter the Hall of Fame. After 24 innings, the Astros finally prevail 1-0 over the Mets on April 15th, with the only run being unearned. A's pitcher Catfish Hunter hurled a perfect game against the Twins on the 8th of May. Catcher Johnny Bench, who went 275, 15 home runs and 82 runs batted in, won the National League Rookie of the Year and his first of 10 straight Gold Glove awards. So there we go. Go back here to Will Twist said, "Well, I took the A's." Oh yeah, Plank, Bender, and Waddell. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, so right there as your rotation. I mean, you've got your rotation right there. That was a great pick, Will Till. Absolutely. Everybody really, I picked great teams. And MV making a big deal about having the 1961 Yankees. Well, everybody picked some great teams, and this is such as Big Clue said. What a smart community. Again, anybody wants to come on, Mike? It's up there. Click if you want. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so everything looks pretty good. Let's see. I'm not sure who's going to be starting, who's doing what. This is just for fun. Let's look at the lineups. Everything looks okay on this end. And yeah, nice. Let's play ball. All right, this is going to be Cy Young versus Bob Gibson. And we are playing today in St. Louis, in the Show Me State. Dwayne Martz coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, no ladies present. Dwayne Martz.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, buddy. How you doing? So, guys, last night, Dwayne Martz does a 9.5-hour stream. He's beaten my record. So there he is. How's it going, bud? You doing well?
Yeah, good.
So you happy with what you drafted?
The only team I got snookered out of was the 2008 Braves. I wanted.
Yeah,
it was Glavine and Smoltz last year, and I was going to keep them and go backwards.
Right, start moving backwards. That's right. The guy you're talking to got snookered out of the 1904 Pirates. So,
yeah, some prick. I'm like, when you didn't pick them going down, I'm like,
yeah,
because that's what I wanted. I was thinking if I can get that 61 Braves. The only thing they're missing is the shortstop and second base.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe one outfielder with Frank Thomas. If I go backwards with Frank.
Sure.
Back with Pittsburgh, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He had some good years with them because that was his first year with the Braves.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm thinking, man. And then that went. And the other team I was going to take along with them that got taken. And that's why I went with them. The Pirates was the 78 Tigers. I was looking at Whitaker and Trammell.
Oh yeah,
that was like their rookie year and or second year.
Great. It was a lot of fun. So as far as the 1904 Pirates go, the reason I didn't have them on my radar coming in is everybody knows the whole thing. Me, the Pirates, being a Pirate fanatic, and of course Hannes Wagner is my favorite player of all time in baseball. So I thought somebody's going to grab just those Pirates just for Wagner. Of course, there's some other excellent players on there too, right? Fred Clark and
Sam Lever's on there, ain't he?
Sam Lever, yeah. I mean, and Deacon Felipe. But you've also got Fred. You also have Fred Clark. Don't forget, Hall of Famer on that team as well. I mean, Wagner overshadows everybody. But Ginger Beaumont,
does Kitty get better?
Bransfield ends up going to the Phillies. I can't remember. I'd have to look up his
record. I need a first baseman with Joe Adcock. I don't know how long I'll keep Joe Adcock.
Carlos got Mr. Cub. Yeah, so look, you've got Ginger Beaumont, Tommy Leach, who was superb. Sam Lever, good pitcher. Again, Fred Clark, Hall of Famer. Hannes Wagner.
Green's out there.
Yeah. So I mean, and I think that with Wagner, you have. So other players have Hall of Famers. You're the only one that has a first class, like the inaugural class of Hall of Fame. Hannes Wagner. I think you're the only one.
Like I said, that infield's going to be something. Matthews, Wagner,
Richie,
and Adcock.
Yeah, you have a scary team. Everybody has really, really good teams. I'm really excited.
We just watched probably catcher. I got Joe Torre.
Joe Torre. Yeah, well, hey. I can
put Merck back there for like a year or two.
So You know what interests me is I mean, obviously, I think everybody knew going into this that 1944 was going to be, the season less chosen, and certainly it was. And it's going to be interesting to see,
Well, thanks to you,
whoever
for
got.
real. I knew
Mhm.
less 1944 players than I did 1904 because of you.
Big Clue coming in. Well, you're welcome. Hey, Big Clue.
Yeah.
Hey, am I in?
Hey, buddy, you're in.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
So,
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry to rain on Dwayne's parade, but
oh,
a certain someone grabbed the 1904 Giants and another first ballot Hall of Famer in Christy Mathewson.
I forgot
Yeah.
Mathewson. No, you're right. You're
But
okay.
you're right. Isn't that funny? 3 of the first 5 aren't even in the league.
I know, right? Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, not in there. Yeah, it's
Dwayne drafted a great team.
yes, he did. Yeah, I'm a little. I don't think Dwayne. I don't think you and I are in the same division. So,
No, we're not even in the same league.
Oh,
no.
really? Oh, yeah. Dwayne, you, me, Legends, MV, John DFW.
Yeah,
and
there's gonna.
whoever remain. This is going to be a tough division.
Yeah, it's all gonna be. There's gonna be all kinds of vitriol
Yeah,
in
there's some
your
smart
division.
baseball people and MV in that league. So
Yeah, and
The
MV.
randomizer
And-
hates my guts. Me having to go up against Mickey and root against him.
yeah,
Yeah, and Sean made a great pick from 1944. Those Tigers, man, what a pick that was, huh?
yeah. Newhouse
And I never heard MV. MV had kittens, man. Oh
I'll
my
tell you the
god,
pick I liked, and I don't know
He
who got
lost
it, and that was that 78 Expos.
good team. Yeah,
Yeah,
You got a young
I got
Carter,
the
you got a
thing.
young Dawson, you got Kenny Rogers, I think.
Robin, the new one, Robin. What's his nick? Nooch.
yeah.
Nooch.
Oh, is that who got him? Nice. That was
That's
a good
Nooch.
pick.
Yeah,
I was
Yeah.
hoping to steal them.
yeah.
Nice. Looking forward to it.
I learned the lesson never to share my any of my draft insights with Steve because
Yeah.
I was going to take the '08 Dodgers in round 2, but I get down there, I'm like, I can't believe the 78 Brewers are still on the board. This late in the thing. And so I was like, I have to take them no matter what. So there goes my draft strategy. I'm just taking
I
the
thought
best
about the
team.
Brewers too,
Yeah.
because you got Molitor and
Yeah.
Yount.
Yep.
I thought, man, that'd be a nice second baseman and shortstop.
Yeah. But
Yeah, this
the only
is
thing
the-
they lack is pitching. But they it was Harvey Wallbangers just a few years before they got to that season. So Cecil Cooper and Ben Oglivie and Larry, is it Hizzle? Is that how you pronounce it?
Heil.
Yeah, Larry Heil. Gorman Thomas.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
They all hit like a ton. So nobody else wants them.
3DX. It's super exciting. And I think it's cool that RGL's joining in. He's going to be building for the
I
future.
thought you got a great pick in that 78 Pirates.
Oh
That is
yeah,
a nice
I had
team.
to. I was
Man.
thinking, oh my god, because I think I was like number 15 in the
You
rate.
got the Calvi, you got the Candy Man. Is Rick Welch up there then?
Oh yeah, I mean, so
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh my god, somebody's going to take the $78 because I knew that Cooney would want the 78 Phillies. Obviously, I mean, I guess he got him, whatever. But I thought, don't take the 78 Pirates, and nobody did. I'm like, nice, and I always say on my channel too. I mean, it's the Pirates and Reds battled it out in the National League through the 70s, and the Pirates had one season under 500 in the 70s. So I'm really happy with 78 Pirates. The 2008 Angels, strong team, right? Over 100 wins. They had 103 wins that year.
You got
But for me, right, it's just
Hunter.
I wanted to break the comfort zone, and for me to take a 2008 American League team. Yeah,
you
Cool.
got
that
Hunter
was-
out in the
That was
outfield.
ballsy.
Is
Thank you.
Glad out there then?
I think I don't know. I have to if I had that.
Glad
Yeah,
out there.
yeah. It's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a fun time. I think everybody really the pressure at the end of it, right? Because then everybody's scrambling. It's like, oh my god, all right, now we're because again we were down to that war year. How different this draft would have been if let's say 1948 had come up or 1949.
Well, I looked
Right?
down and I thought nobody but one person can take a 2018 after me, and that person took the 2008 Braves. I'm like, I'll be damn. That's why
Yeah.
I took the 78 Braves. I was gonna skip the 78 Braves, but then I seen John was below me, and he could have picked the 78 team. I said, if I let the 78 Braves go, John might pick him because I know he's a Braves fan.
Good. All good stuff.
I wanted Murph.
Oh, I know you did. I know you did.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? You know, the people. I mean, I don't. You know, it'll be interesting to see. I wonder if we'll have as much trading in season one. I think season two is going to be where I think you're going to really start seeing a lot of GM stuff. I really do, because as people get the hang of this, and again, we have 23 people, and I would say probably Big Clue would just say I would say 11 or 12. This is their first time doing this with us.
about half, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Because we've never had more than 12 before in Shanks. So this is half the league has not been in Shanks before.
Yep. I think we're going to have our winter meetings and stuff. Of course, the winter meetings will be in 2 months, but yeah, right.
I think Will Tool got the 28 Braves. I think that's who took them from me. It's Will Tool.
Getting those 1904 A's.
I was looking at them in the for a fourth round pick myself, but Tim Hudson,
the 2008 Braves.
Yeah, Tim Hudson.
Yeah, I wanted Glavine and Smoltz.
They had Old Man Smoltz and Old Man Glavine, so
that's what I wanted. I thought I was going to snooker that through.
Yeah. I think Beatles is right. The people who are making decisions like that, this is just shooting from the hip based on looking at what players are available and this guy, but he's not good for a year or two. The people, because you're only allowed a maximum of 15 to carry over to next year. So out of the 120 you're looking at, and then you narrow your roster down, say this week, to 30, only half of that you're going to be worried about plus or minus a year, right?
Right.
So the guys that I'm carrying over, if I want to be competitive and I can only carry 15 guys into next year, how many of those guys am I taking that I still have to wait another year or two on?
Yep.
So if you're, there were guys that I'll give you a great example. I forget who picked 1944 Philadelphia A's, I think it was, but they have Al Simmons, right? Well, who wouldn't want Al Simmons in his prime? The problem is Al Simmons doesn't get good in 1943 or 42 or 41. Al Simmons doesn't get good until more like 1938. So if you keep Simmons on your roster, one of your only 15 holdovers from year to the next, he's not going to perform for you for like 6 or 7 years. Right. So, at that point, maybe you're better off, having somebody else and trying to draft Simmons when another season comes into the pool. I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see the strategy. But I think because of that phenomenon, what you'll see is the people who are doing that more are simply not throwing in the towel, but they're like, yeah, I don't think I've got a shot at it this year. I'd rather take like 5 of my 15 holdovers or 6 of my 15 holdovers, and those are future guys as opposed to plus just one more season.
Oh,
Did anybody take the 2008 Padres?
Didn't MV take them?
He's got Glavine.
No, not MV. Let me look.
Somebody took a Padres team. I know MV took a Padres team, but I forget what year.
He's got Glavine his whole career.
It was either 78 Padres or
no,
2008.
So the 2008 Padres, and Jake Peavy had an excellent pitching season for that team. I think Agon was with the team, Adrian Gonzalez.
So it was MV then, right?
Yeah, no, 2008 did not get taken.
Oh, okay.
MV took the 78 Padres with Ozzie Smith and Dave Winfield and Gene Pinnis. Yeah, so
not bad.
Yeah, there's 2008 Padres. I thought about taking them just to get Glavine his whole career.
Yeah. One I thought was a sneaky good pick, like you wouldn't think it would even be picked necessarily. The 2008 Diamondbacks. Through the roster, whatever. But it was like Randy Johnson's second to last season and Max Scherzer's rookie year.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking long term, those are 2 ace quality pitchers for your rotation over the coming season.
Correct.
So,
yeah.
Who was that? Carlos Yaz picked that. That was an outstanding sneaky pick.
So, yeah, it was. Yeah. Everybody really put thought into this. It was fun to see that.
Absolutely.
I was surprised how smooth it went.
Yeah, it did.
was
It
flying.
went almost right on, like,
Yeah, it was
you know,
flying, man.
the
It was
We
time
got it in
allotted.
under
Yeah.
2 hours too, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah, we did.
it was like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And remember that Big Clue and Steve are also updating the discords at the same time. There's two discords they were updating, which was really cool. And we had one manager who was trying to get in on his phone and couldn't watch the stream, so he's following inside. So they're managing all kinds of stuff, plus all the record keeping and everything. These guys deserve a huge round of applause. They really, really do.
Well, you guys were kind enough to let the 05 Giants come to me in the 12th overall pick. I never thought that would happen at all.
Well,
So
what
I was
I
like,
looked,
I wasn't prepared to pick this well so early.
I was looking, and as soon as you had the 04 Giants, I'm like, damn it. Because
Yeah.
as soon as I come on the stream, that was the first thing I was looked at who was picked. It was like, damn it, Big Clue
I
has
thought about them, but
You
they
know?
didn't have the shortstop and second baseman on one it.
no, but that pitching staff and
I
oh my
know.
God,
But I
whew,
figured those Pirates, that's a damn good pitching staff.
that's a real
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
You that's I mean seriously.
and you
I
throw
mean,
Negro
I'm glad.
in
And,
78.
hey, there's Mike. Hey, Mike. I'm glad
Boston
you got him.
Americans had a great team that year. The two that I thought from 04, personally, that I had rated 1 and 2, and they were kind of interchangeable, was the Philadelphia Athletics or the New York Giants. And that's because
Yeah.
in both cases, you're getting two like number one pitchers on your staff, and multiple Hall of Famers throughout the team. So anyway, yeah, I felt real blessed to have that follow. But that my entire draft strategy went out the window because again, the teams I assumed would be available and not available, it wound up being a different mix.
Well,
I think
won't
for
think
me
I'd
that was
bet
the
my
biggest
house,
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Silva.
but I
You
think
know
I'd
what?
have bet my
Hey!
car that I wouldn't have got the 61 Braves. I did not
Yeah.
think they'd fall down to 16th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike
Yeah.
says he's having issues.
Well, I'm just putting my roster together. I'm like, wow, I'm not.
No,
I'm,
okay.
I'm not
those
stacked
kinds of
whatsoever
issues.
at any position.
All right.
God,
Yeah.
jeez, it's like I'm like, whew, I thought I had decent. Well, I mean, the pitching's okay, but I'm gonna have to make some trades or something.
I fully after like I said, before I even pitched this idea to Steve, I did a couple of just mock random teams
Yeah.
and stuff like that for myself, just to see is for putting 4 rosters together into one, stuff. And it hit me that's why I was like, yeah, this is going to be highly competitive because everybody is going to feel the sting of having to leave off a couple of guys that they would
Yeah.
really like to
Not
keep.
even that. I wish I had. I mean, yeah, but I mean, my guys. I mean, I don't know. Just. Oh well. I mean, it will be fun. It'll be fun to see how it pans out.
Tell you what, guys, while we're having a chin wag, I'm just going to let this game play without calling it so we can just keep talking. Yeah, why not? Just to give people something to watch. All right. Cool. And I don't think you guys will hear the crowd anyhow. So,
Yeah, I can hear it.
oh, okay.
So let's just put
Anyway.
it this way. I already pretty much have my roster, my 30-man roster
Darn.
put
You're
together.
the
That was
man.
quick. Yeah. Wow.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm looking at all the stats for the positions. I'm like, geez. The only question I have is, I asked it in the Discord was, and on Baseball Reference, a lot of my outfielders are just listed as OF. They're not listed as a specific.
Right.
So,
Only on that page. If you go to the individual player page and
well-
if you scroll down, it tells you how many games at each
And,
outfield.
Yeah,
and
but well,
also
that
on
one-
Baseball Reference,
yeah.
it'll have position. It's just numbers, Mike, too. It won't. It'll say 3, 4, 5, 6. That
Yeah.
means you played the whole infield.
Right. I just want to
You
make
don't-
sure
you
that
don't
my
know the action PC seasons, do you?
Yeah.
So,
I don't have all the Action PC. No. So what I'm saying is, like, yeah, I don't have a way of looking to see. I mean, I assume that Action PC goes by how many games they played at each position. If they played
Hey.
a game there, then it should
Just
should be
one
rated.
game,
Dwayne.
one inning.
Okay.
Dwayne, if he tells you his 4 teams, would you mind? You have all the seasons, don't you?
No.
No.
Okay, Steve and I do. So
Yeah.
here's what we'll do for you, Mike.
I mean, I got all of them without of the park.
And I've got them all too if I can be of help.
You got them.
No.
Yeah. So Beatles or Steve or I, we will look at your 4
No,
teams.
no, it's fine. It's fine.
You sure we
I
can,
can.
I mean, it's
can
no
do it.
problem to take a
No,
screenshot.
I just
for
wanted
you.
to know if there was a quick and fast way, or if I just know playing like my 86 replays that a lot of guys don't play all 3 positions in the outfield.
Go to the individual player page.
Yeah, I will. I'll do that. No, I don't need you guys to do more work for me, so
Okay.
it's fine.
All right.
I got
Well,
plenty of time.
MV asks us to do that all the time. So if we're going to do it for him,
No,
I still can't believe how he went off when Sean took the 1944 Tigers.
yeah,
That was funny.
I
It
know,
was
I know.
epic.
I like when he starts cussing because he's so laughable and takes everything, and then when he starts cussing, I'm like, darn.
He lost it. I know.
I
right?
know.
He's like fucking Newhouser and Trout.
yeah. I'm not. I don't have permission to say anything, and I don't want to. Open or pull the curtains back to reveal behind it. But let me just. I will just say this. We're lucky MV was there for the draft. He had other things going on, so
Yeah.
yeah. He's plus it's almost 2:00 his time a.m. Yeah. So really appreciate him showing up and whatnot. But
Yeah.
Buckshot's wanting to know here, Clue, if you guys. Oh, and Sean wants to come on. Says, will you be sending out a file of the teams for Action PC Baseball after all the teams are set? And we're going to bring in Sean, guys. Sean is on.
Steve will maintain the file, but he will make it available. Like if you want to play exhibition games, that with it, then go ahead or use it to.
Hello.
Hey, Sean. Welcome in, man. We can hear you, Sean.
someone
Can
might
you hear
have
us?
might have to mute your.
We can hear
Can you
tell
guys-
also.
Might have to. You have to mute.
Yeah,
your
I was just gonna say to Mike, if he's complaining about what he had to pick from for the rosters, I would have had it way worse. You guys would have been picking major scrubs.
I don't get it. I don't know maybe I missed that. Someone's got their thing not muted or something. But
I think somebody needs to mute YouTube.
Yeah, that's what.
someone's playing OOTP. Oh, is that the game you're playing?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, there you go,
They
Mike.
don't get it.
No, I know. I
So,
thought that
Mike,
was,
I basically said I'm
Yeah,
going
I
to let
have
the
my
game
YouTube
autoplay
on.
while we're
but
there's
you
something
said
to
we wouldn't
watch.
be able to hear it, so I was just like, oh, so I thought it was somebody else.
Oh, yeah, but then you said you could hear it. You're
Yeah,
okay, Mike. You're
I
okay.
know, I'm just making up excuses. So.
No, but Sean, that was for me. You won the draft tonight just because taking the 1944 Tigers. I will never forget that. Thank you.
Yeah, anything
That was
to take
beautiful.
it
That was beautiful.
That's a great pick too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it's going to be interesting after to see because I mean the 1944, right. So whoever got the Cardinals, you got Musial. Oh my God, there are some good players in 1944 hanging around. So that season again, big clue how different this league would have been if say 1948 would have been the year, right?
Yeah.
So hey, there's legends. So Carlos, yes, Sean is World's Worst Gamer.
So I really screwed things up. I had a whole bunch of YouTubes open, and you guys were hearing all that.
Oh, okay. Now we got you.
Okay, well, anyways, I'm going to repeat what I said just to be clear. Like I was trying to say that you guys, man, you guys don't love the scrubs enough. Mike's, talking about having trouble with his roster. He wouldn't believe if I was in charge of this thing. I mean, he'd have Ray Euler on his roster. Maybe.
Ray Euler. Nice. Lot of fun. So, and I see a bunch of guys are already getting, Mike already saying Jamie the same thing, starting to look at their rosters, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Sooner you get your rosters in, the sooner we can formalize it. Sooner that's done, the sooner you can talk trade. So,
What's your plans for first base with Willie after he goes to the outfield?
oh yeah, because oh, Dwayne, you know who you need to talk to. Seriously, I mean, just off the top of my head, if you need a first baseman, talked to Steve about trade because he got those 61 Giants. So he's got Cepeda and McCovey,
And McCovey.
both of whom are better at first base than they
Yep.
are in left. So,
Yeah, who got the 78 Giants? Because McCovey's on that too.
yeah.
Yep.
Carlos says his pitching sucks.
Well, doesn't everybody always feel that way about their pitching? Usually.
I think I got a good pitching staff, but then in Shanks 3, Bender didn't do well for me, so we'll see.
Yeah. Who grabbed the was it the 08 Mets? Was that Legends that took in the first first round? Yeah, I mean Johan Santana, that was a monster season for him. And although he's not a great pitcher that year, he got Pedro Martinez. So those are two guys that he'll have for several years going forward. Yeah.
I kind of screwed up with that Cleveland pick.
61 Dodgers are another one. Jamie got
I
them.
was rushing around.
John, we are picking teams from different years after the season. How many would it be? 2 more years added, Clue, or what is it?
Because of the number of owners, I'm confident we'll have 3 more years.
Okay.
And if we add more owners, like we go up to 26 or 28 owners, like more people want to join, then we would have to go to 4 seasons. Yeah. But it would be something like pick 2 rosters from the 4 seasons.
And then plus you're going to have a big draft pool because you can only keep 15.
Right.
So it's going to be, it's going to be really crazy.
Yeah.
That's going to be
so think of it this way too, because the teams that got drafted tonight and this is hard to understand, but the teams that got drafted tonight, once people make their rosters, they don't own the rights to those teams anymore. So I'll just use the 61 Giants since I mentioned that. Let's say that Steve, for whatever reason, decides I'm going to keep McCovey, but I'm going to throw Cepeda back into the pool, right? Because I've already got first base and covered. Let's say he does something like that. Then somebody in the next draft could take the 61 Giants, and even though Steve keeps Mays and McCovey around on his team and Marichal, they might draft the 61 Giants just to get, I don't know, Ed Bailey and Orlando Cepeda, anyone that Steve leaves alone. Does that make sense?
Isn't that going to be a nightmare for you guys to keep track of?
That's my problem. Yes, but it's my problem to track it, not yours. So.
I know, but I'm just thinking about you. I'm thinking that's going to be a nightmare.
No, that's why I enter all this stuff into the database and stuff. So
yeah, I was thinking about you. I'm like, man, after a year, maybe 2 years is going to be real ridiculous.
Well, I mean, technically, if I get it, I'm working on it now so that it's set up right the first time, and then all I would technically have to do in future seasons is add the new pools of teams and players, right? So that would tell me which years are available in a draft. So
we'll cutting this game volume down for you guys a little bit. There we go.
Yeah, like I said, I just don't want it to be a job
for the people participating. Hey, if you played a tabletop role playing game, it's like the Dungeon Master. I get my juice seeing everybody else have fun. That's what I enjoy the most, not my team winning anything. So people are having fun, getting excited about
my roster. What I do,
it's a labor of love. So,
I mean, some of them's darn good players, but I went after players I liked.
Yeah,
I got the Matthews, Aaron, and them. I got Murphy.
Hey, Doug, welcome in. So Doug, we really wish you would have been involved in this one. Damn. This would have been fun.
I can guarantee we'll have at least one season from the 10s, 20s, or 30s in the next version. So
I'm hoping for the 1920s. I mean, it's like the decade, like that one in the 40s gets you. Well, even the 30s, any of those, like. But I'd love. That's why I'm expanding McGreevy to include the 1920s. Just because, damn it, we're gonna get some 1920s baseball in this community.
Some of the greatest ever, right? So,
absolutely.
Too bad we can't do in-season trades, because if you was ahead of me and fighting Envy, I'd trade you my whole team. Envy is
Well,
so lucky.
that might be a little suspicious, but yeah,
Oh,
everyone
no.
can
A
keep,
person like MV could never call us out because he doesn't have no conscience. He would do it.
He doesn't. Well, that's because he's the straw that stirs the drink, as
Right.
he so gently reminded us, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
my
We got to
Lord.
let you know about what stadium we want to pick.
Slash
about
Deep Gaming, welcome in.
Oh man.
I mean,
All right.
it's just
You
nuts.
just
'Cause
want
I'm
that
like,
with when
yeah.
you pick your roster, what stadium?
Anybody wants to come on? There's the link.
When you submit your roster, tell us which of the 4 stadiums
Yeah.
from your teams you're picking. So yeah,
I might go with the launching pad.
yeah, there you go.
I mean, it's just crazy. I'm playing like I have a backup catcher for the Braves. That's my backup catcher. It's from the 44 Braves because like the other catchers are just not great. I mean, even Veritek.
Yeah. Oh, so is that what you're saying? You're finding it difficult to find quality players?
Yeah, I mean it's just weird. Like it's like a backup catcher is really like I thought I was gonna have like 2 starters for backup catcher, like or a starter for a backup, but it's really not working out that way because like the starting catchers I have is pretty bad statistic wise.
Well, you could have drafted another roster with a better catcher on it.
Well,
but
I know I could have,
direction.
but I didn't. I can't figure all that out. This is the fun though. Let's see what happens, and then I'll just play for the second season.
Yeah, I don't worry about my backups very often.
No, I know.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, if that becomes a problem, then my team is better than I expected it to be.
right.
I like how this one kind of has a sort of Legend Sports universe kind of approach to it.
Yeah.
Because again, there's so many great players that aren't in year one, and we don't even know when they'll come up. Just as in his league, I keep bemoaning the fact that even though my Bucks did good in year 2 of his league, Wagner's not there, Vaughn's not there, Clemente's not there, right? And so, like in this league, there's no Babe Ruth yet. There's no Lou Gehrig, no Jimmy Fox, what have you. So, Legend says watching his Shanks team suck put him in a depression era. Well done. So, yeah, this is great, and it's great to have Aaron read aboard for this one, and just everybody. Doug, I wish Doug Hunt, man, where are you? Don't we still have an open team, a mystery computer team?
Doug could take the mystery team, or we could let him. I mean, whichever. Yeah, we could throw those teams back in the pool and if he wants to join, that's not a problem.
Or give him the 62 Mets.
Well,
Just kidding. Just kidding. No, I like Doug.
Yeah.
No, you know what? The ultimate challenge for MV. Why don't we say, all right, now the rules for year 2 is you get the 62 Mets. Let's see how good you are. We'll give him the 62 Mets and one other team, any team he wants in baseball history. No, because then he would be saying, see, I'm so superior. You guys have to change the rules. So we can't do that. I'm just figuring out every way I can to screw over him. You realize that, right?
Oh my gosh.
Strike 3. So
he just
Now, what a great guy, though. He really is.
I like that third pick when he went through about 5 teams that was already picked. I'm like, what the hell's he been doing this whole time?
Robert did get in, Carlos. He already had his 4 teams picked before the broadcast was over. So, yep, RGO Network's in.
Yeah, Robert was on the ball, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Wow.
So let me pull this up here real quick, and because I mean, people can.
Well, MV would be really happy. Cy Young is getting shelled in this game.
All right.
You got Cy Young.
So, hang on. So, looking at, you mentioned Aaron. So let's look at his team. He got his Florence Firebirds. Aaron drafted the 1944 Philadelphia Phillies,
Mm-hmm.
the 1961 Cleveland Indians, the 1978 Chicago White Sox, and the 2008 Cincinnati Reds. So there's some nice players on each of those teams, and like any of us, it'll really depend on how he mixes and matches the players.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, what
absolutely.
his roster winds up looking like.
Legend says that he's weak right now at second. He has a choice between Luis Castillo or Rich Dower. Not an enviable decision.
Oh gosh, no.
So Doug, how you join is one of the commissioners is here, Big Clue, and you just say, "Hey, Big Clue, I want to join." Right?
Where's Legends?
Yeah.
Tell Legends I'll trade. I have.
Doug, you
I have
can
Pedroia and I have
draft.
Apple Joy, not Lajoie. I mean, I can.
Doug, you can draft on the
trade.
spot. We can make that happen right now if you're interested.
I see 7 teams went in the first round.
Yeah.
I was
So
right
here,
5 out of the first
Oh yeah,
10.
that, I was
61.
I was surprised. I thought 78 would be the most popular season, but
Yeah,
wow.
I thought there would be 3 78 teams. How many 78 teams went? 1, 2,
Well, let me see
4,
what we got
5.
left over.
Oh, Boston Americans coming back.
We got 2 left over. So 24 of the 26 teams were taken. The one that had the most leftovers was 2008. So how
Yeah, but
about-
it has the most teams.
Mike, you're back.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
There was most of those teams in 2008 were similar. They all had good players, but not great players.
Doug, you're in. Awesome. Okay, so here's what we did. Let me throw those computer controlled teams back in the pool. So I'm going to type in the chat what teams are available.
Awesome, Doug. Welcome in.
Yeah. So let's take a look here. And you pick 4 teams from this pool, I'm going to tell you. Let me get that real quick. This will be fun. I know Steve will prefer to have you in the league than the computer. Now, the only person that's not true about it is we'd rather have the computer than MV, of course, but that's not an option, it seems. So,
Mike looking for a shortstop. Hey, there you go, Dwayne. You could trade Hannes Wagner.
Yeah.
Hornets.
Actually,
that's
with
Hornets
I
to
don't
you.
know who he has off the top of my head, his other teams, but if he had a good starting shortstop on one of those other teams, he could trade him because he's going to keep Wagner.
Well, I got Nap, Lajoie, and Dustin Pedroia at second, so I can probably afford
There
it.
you go.
And Legends is looking for a second baseman, so maybe we could work out something.
Oh, that's a good, yeah. See, you're already thinking like that. All right. So, Doug, all right, let's put you in here. And all right, to be determined. All righty. Go ahead.
Legend says the next version of the Franchise Stars Baseball League is going to be the Scrub League. So going off of Sean's, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Can I just tell you my starting shortstop right now would be Ivan DeJesus?
Really? Out of four rosters?
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, I got Julio Lugo, Alex Cora, Ivan DeJesus, Terry Turner, and Whitey Wiedelman.
Oh, good grief.
That's pretty bad.
Carlos says, Dwayne, if you trade Wagner, I think our Kansas City meeting could get ugly.
I'm
All right.
trading for Mick and Roger. Oh, you can't do that. I'd have to throw in Lee May. You got to trade
Yeah,
2
you have to
players.
throw somebody in.
Yeah, I give him Lee May. He kind of liked Lee May. He said he was warming up to that.
Wait, Dwayne,
You're seriously
I'm
not
sorry,
thinking of trading
Wayne,
Wagner, are you?
you said
No,
you
but
do not have
God.
he's never trading Mickey Mantle. He's so full of shit. I could
Yeah.
offer him 5 people and talk Big Clue into let me do it, and he still wouldn't do it.
That's true.
Yeah.
All
He's
right.
so full
So
of it.
here are the teams, Doug. These are for you.
That's right, Mike. So until the roster, everybody has the rosters in, and then Big Clue approves them and Steve approves them, whatever, then we can do trades.
Yikes.
Dwayne, call this game or something. We have dead air.
Call this game.
No. What the hell? I gotta have Bill Buckner again. That's gonna be great.
Bill
Bill's
Buckner.
not a bad ball player.
Buckner was he on the Cubs in '78?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He had 323, which is pretty good. not too much power, but
You got Sal Bando on that team
I
too,
got,
don't you?
no, I
Third?
don't. I got Kingman.
Hey, I could trade DiMaggio.
Third base, I have
It's
Steve
Vince, but what the
Ontiveros.
hell?
I don't even know who the hell that is. So it's funny, like it's I'm only keeping like a little bit of from certain teams. My first round pick is basically my base team,
Yeah, that's how
So-
I looked at it.
Yeah,
I thought that was
Yeah.
just like NV. I thought if you get a damn good team your first round, then you can do some squirrely stuff with your other picks.
Okay, Doug, I've typed the teams in there. So here's what you do: you pick 4 teams from that group, and then tell me what 4 teams you're picking. That's right. You can only pick one team from one season. So you can't pick 2008 teams. You can only pick one from 2008, for example. So, but we just need to know which 4 teams you want.
So what I'm doing here is I'm in OOTP. I just created a new league and added the 4 teams. And now I'm just going to put them all into one. I'm putting my 30-man roster into one team, and I'm just going to have it kind of mess around with it on there and see if that,
Oh, there
just,
you
just
go.
to get
That's
some
a
kind
great
of
idea.
just to get an idea of,
Well,
have
while
maybe
you've got all this
yeah.
free time, why don't you just do that for the other rosters too? So you can, so your sim is more accurate, right?
No, I'm
Me
not
and Mike
simming
was
anything.
talking this
What
morning,
I want
Big
to do.
Lou.
I'm using it for a lineup generator and stuff, just to see if I can get like a.
Okay. Oh,
know what
that's
I mean?
clever.
Yeah, me and
So,
Mike was
and my
talking this
lefties and
morning. I
righties and
told
shit.
him we should start it in OTP so he can do uniforms.
so I can do more work.
Yeah, these
Well,
uniforms
that would
would
take
be
a while
cool.
actually. Home and away uniforms for 20. How many teams now? 24.
Yeah, is that harder than stadiums?
It would take a while, just because,
Yeah.
especially since you have to be creative about it. It's not like I'm just replicating ones that existed.
You want to see a cool tool for lineup analysis? Let me see if I can find
I
it.
mean, mine you could steal. Only thing you'd have to do is put an H on the hat instead of an A.
Yeah.
I'm going to post in the chat here for people.
At the conclusion of this game, Clue, you can even share it on screen then too.
Well, if I
Right.
put, okay, yeah, I'll wait till the game's over and I don't know if do you know about Cyril Morang's lineup analysis tool?
I do.
Okay, all right, that's what I'm referring to.
It's really cool. Yeah, maybe I don't think a lot of guys here might though. So
No.
we're going into the bottom of the 8th here. So Boston making it a game here against St. Louis is 4-2.
I've used that to do my lineups in fantasy leagues before. So,
Yeah, that's really, really good. I've messed around with that. In fact, for pocket pennant run, I've kind of been using that, comparing it with what pocket pen, what pocket pennant run uses real life lineups. And actually, that lineup that you're talking about, that tool is really good. It's really good.
What's it called again?
It's called the lineup analysis tool. A Sabre member named Cyril Morang created it.
Yeah, you did, cousin.
I think David Pinto hosts it on his site still.
Yeah. Yeah, you did send it to me, cousin. I love it. I love it.
Leave it to Ken to know that, of course. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ken
Hey,
is
Aaron.
like the living Skilton's baseball links.
He is. Right. We were just talking about that last night
No,
on
he needs
Dwayne's
to get
broadcast.
involved in this. He'd have a blast.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'm roping Ken in on McGreevy too, so we'll get him.
Now,
we'll get him.
wait till we get an 1890 season in the league, and Ken may be more interested. So,
Is we're going back to 1893, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So Ken says that lineup, that tool we're talking about, Big Clue, says it's one of his secret for head-to-head tournaments. Nice.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, right? That's it's really useful. And you don't have to go, of course, by the book, because they've got umpteen variations of it that they give you, but it's a good starting point. And then, I want more speed at the top or whatever, you can do that, but. Very cool little tool.
Yeah, it really, really is a lot of fun. So yes, this game's almost over. We're in the 9th, and then you want to share it and Maybe
Well,
guys have a look at it.
I'm still working on the draft thing here.
Okay, no worries. So Ken says that he got to finally have a turn of an unnamed national tournament with a 550 team using that tool. So that's cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What
Cardinals
team
win
you
this
said
one
when you was
4-2.
drafting Big Clue, you changed your pick. What pick was you going to get on your first one?
On my first one, well, I had a short list on it. I was looking at the 04 A's. I came up, I guess I settled on a strategy of I wanted to draft earlier seasons early in the draft because, as I think I said last night, Beatles,
Was a
you
limited
said,
number.
"What season are you trying to avoid?" I realized there's more likely to be more lower in the barrel in 2008. So I was hoping like 2008 would be round 3 or 4. If I took 2008 in round 1 or 2, I was going to be kicking myself. But of course, I spilled the beans on the Dodgers. So he scooped them for me.
Slash Deep, what I'm going to be doing is sharing it from my Google Drive. So you'll be able to get it from the Discord for Strategy Baseball.
But I was going to be honest, the 61 Braves were my top choice.
Wasn't like I say, I was so
glad to have you, Doug.
And I was looking at him like, oh, this would just be like that Cubs pick, right? I've got Aaron and Matthews for 10 years, plus a bunch of other good players for a fair bit.
Yeah, and
if you're not ready, Clue, I'm just going to pick 2 teams from history again and just let it play.
Lou as pitchers. And
What'd
you got
say?
McMahon coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
No, I said, Clue, if you're not ready to show your screen yet, I'm just going to pick 2 more teams here and let them play.
No, you said you were going to show it.
No, you should show it.
Oh,
you can share your screen.
I thought you said I was all right, Spider.
How do I let me go in here?
So what I'll do is I'll stop my thing. You'll boom,
well, this
and then
won't
I'll
take
approve
but
it.
a couple minutes. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. We're just hanging out anyhow. 19 folks in here. 18, 19. Nice. Thanks, guys, for coming in and talking about what's going on with your. What is that noise?
It's my fan.
Oh, okay. All right.
The laptop's kind of going off the hook, but guess what? I'm going to probably say I'm the first person done with my roster. It's complete. I'm ready to handle it.
Really, Sean? Really?
Man.
Yeah. Post it in the Discord.
I will. All right.
I'm close.
All right, guys, on the screen here, Big Clue's going to show you this super, super amazing tool. Take it away, Big Clue, if you would, please.
If you're not familiar with this website, this is Baseball Musings, and it's a site run by David Pinto, who has been blogging for Jeepers 15 years now, 10, 15 years. And he usually does like what tonight's games are going to be during the season and stuff, but always has a lot of good insight into stuff. David was the guy for ESPN's Baseball Tonight who gave them the statistical background information for their segments for many years. I don't know what you call that job, but he did that for ESPN's Baseball Tonight for quite some time.
I didn't know Billy Gardner shotgun died.
Yeah, this is that was this past week. Yeah, the Twins manager.
Yeah, and former Yankee.
So, but here on the right, he has some neat various tools they're pretty cool. But one of them is the lineup analysis, and he hosts this. Cyril, I guess Ken and Ryan helped out, but Cyril was the main programmer that did this. And
you play with this for hours, guys. Oh
yeah.
My God.
So put in, let's say,
all I need.
I don't know, Aaron. I go to Baseball Reference or whatever and do the actual stuff, but so whatever whoever the people are, and then it just asks for their on base average and their slugging percentage. That's it, which are the components for OPS. So let's just say, I don't even. We got to come up with something right for these values to show how it works. I should have had a real world example.
And there's a huge endorsement right there from Ken Castro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, cousin, you got to check this out, and I was like, wow.
Yeah. What else? Name some other guys on the thing. Adcock. What
It's not Carlos. It's really, really not a lot of work
You
at
want
all.
some actual Braves?
It's just two stats and
Yeah, I just need a
it's
couple.
great.
Who else would have been on the
Frank
team?
Bolin,
Bowling. Yeah. So what? 290 on base.
McMillan.
400. Thank you. Roy McMillan. Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. Yeah, he was
Yeah, he
great.
was a shortstop.
He would have been a crap hitter. So
And then you would have
could be your fourth guy.
Frank Thomas.
Thomas. There you go. Who would have been a 290 and a 490, something like that. And then the pitcher. So we'll say pitcher
Go Spawn.
and 200 and 150. So and I use the the larger model because the data's larger sample size. But what this will do is this will go. The computer crunches every variation of these 9 guys in the lineup, and it will tell you how many runs per game on average that version of the lineup would produce. And so, see, here's the results. It shows it by, if Matthews is the leadoff, Aaron is the number 2, Torrey's the number 3, then this lineup would produce 4.387 runs per game on average. And they run this thousands of times to come up with these numbers. And then here's the top 25 lineups. So basically almost 4.4 runs per game with the numbers I put in. And here's the 25 worst lineups, lowest scoring lineups based on the information I put. So the worst lineup would score 3.8 runs per game. So that lineup, based on the data I entered, would score somewhere between 3.8 and 4.3, which over 162 games adds up. But in terms of any one game, again, what this demonstrates is how you do your lineup on average doesn't have that huge of an impact on one game. It's a marginal impact between a really good and a really badly constructed lineup, but that marginal impact is only felt over the course of time. So the more games your team plays, the more the impact would be felt, which is pretty neat. But this is a neat way, and you can play with this. Hey, what if for fantasy leagues? Oh, here's my 9 starters against lefties. I put this in the versus lefty information and the versus righty information separately, and then I come up with that. And I usually look at, here's what the top one or the top couple ones are. And then based on other factors that aren't included here, like their speed, primarily if they're good at stolen bases, if they're faster runners or slower runners, I might tweak this, but I try to keep it somewhere in this top 20, 25 so that I'm maximizing, in my mind, how many runs my lineup's going to score. Very, very cool tool. Yeah,
yes,
very
it is.
cool. And of course, as you can tell, the names don't mean a damn thing to the computer. So we can do player 1 and player 2. It doesn't matter what their numbers actually are. The point is, the computer wants me to tell them 9 people's on base and slugging. So that's really all you need to know with those 18 pieces of information. And the computer can tell you, here's the ideal lineup, the next most ideal lineup, And again, this is having run it, 10,000 times each, whatever he does. So that's one tool. I'll show you the other one that's here also, and that is the day-by-day database, which all about this, Beatles, right?
Indeed, I do.
Yeah,
love it.
This
love
is
it.
so cool. Yeah, so this is a database that if you want to know what a guy hit for a month or what a guy hit from one date to another date, just pick any random dates, you can do that. So I'm going to use who was a regular player. Let's say Ronald Acuna. So I don't know anybody here who would be a fan, but we'll use that name. Actually, that's not in here. Maybe it's because do I have to put junior? I don't know. What am I doing wrong here? Hang on. Let's try this. Compare batters over a given time period. Here's all batters. So, this goes back to 1920 now. That's new. I haven't been here for a little while. So let's say we want to see all batters between, I don't know, let's say the summer of 1967. So what would Labor Day have been? Something like the 25th of May, maybe? 1961 through,
September
I
20th.
said Labor Day, Memorial Day through Labor Day. So Labor Day would be what, maybe
the third
September
or fourth, something like that.
September 3rd. Yeah, let's do that. 1961. So we're going to look at all batters from that. We want to sort by batting average. Let's see, minimum plate appearances, 300 during the summer months. Bam, there's your list. They're pulling this data straight from Retro Sheet, so you can get as specific as you want with this. And not only the batting average, but here's their batting average on base and slugging for that period of time. So Roberto Clemente, during the summer of 1961, was the best batter in baseball. I didn't know that. So I guess he had a cold April and May maybe that year or something. But you can do all
That's about what he hit all year was 360 something.
360. That's
Yeah.
Norm Cash. Well, Cash was a beast all year. Pinson, Pinson must have cooled off at some point. Ellie Howard. So again, still most of the league's best hitters. But if you want to narrow this down to just from I don't know, let's say the month of June, right? So June 30th. Come on. Oh, because let's say 100 plate appearances. There you go. Norm Cash was the best hitter in baseball for the month of June. 901 slugging percentage. That's not his OPS, it's his slugging. Wow.
14 home runs.
14 home runs in June, yeah. 25 RBI. What a month. 19 walks. What a month. So anyway, you can do all kinds of things with this tool, going from one random date to the next.
Frank Thomas with the Braves. Nice in June.
Yeah, had a great June. Yeah. The original Frank Thomas, as my dad used to tell me.
Welcome in, Clinton, and thank you for the Merry Christmas wish.
But you can do. They have other ways. There's other types of things you can compare pitchers over a time period. They do it in the postseason too. So hit streaks, current hit streaks, excuse me. So all kinds of batter splits. Here, postseason RBI percentage, which is, if I recall, the percentage of times they collected an RBI in an RBI situation. So they've got this going back to 2002. Let's see what they here with minimum runners on base. Let's say anybody that came to bat in the playoffs with 30 runners on base. That I don't know how many guys that would be. So Scott Spezio in the last 20 years, who would have guessed that? Got an RBI in 37% of his RBI opportunities in the playoffs in the last 20. Adalis Garcia from last year's or this past year's Rangers, he's number 2 during that. Mark DeRosa, who's on MLB Network, he's the 3rd most. So this is very different than the guys with the most RBI in the playoffs, isn't it? So very, very cool kinds of things. And again, it's all largely based on date ranges and stuff. So it's a neat database to go in and play with. And let me do a different batter because for some reason, let's see if that's it. Maybe I need to type the last name first. Is that? Oh, here we go. Joey Votto. Data available for Joey Votto. So batting splits. You can do, you can do splits by season and pick the season, what kind of split type, home road. How did Joey Votto hit in, let's say, Coors Field throughout his career? Here it is, season by season, how he hit in Coors Field. So not too well in recent years. But anyways, so all kinds of stuff you can play with. It's just really cool. Like Beetle said, you can get lost in these tools.
And that's what's so fun about them. Oh my God, it's great.
Yeah.
You know, like when I was babysitting Dwayne's broadcast last night, I had Back to Baseball on there. And again, I got to thank cousin Ken Castro for that one too. Guys, you can get, it's not just like something to look at. It's a serious tool that you can jump into. Here's the other thing I just wanted to suggest too, for those of you who prefer books, even though we're picking from all kinds of different seasons, you know, if you have the Rob Nyer book and the, oh my God. Yeah. So Rob Nyer and Stone, first name, Tom Stone, right? So if you have Now Taking the Field or Big Book of Lineups or both, you know, go through the franchises that you've picked already even. And those two books are just amazing. You can get them on the cheap at, you know, from eBay. It's your best friend for books. So between these tools, and there's so many more here on this baseball music.
Oh, look at this record with the player in the lineup. So I'm
that's
picking,
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. By team. So I'm picking the Reds.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because I want to see Pete, because Pete Rose is famous. Pete Rose played in more wins in the major leagues than any player in history. So here they're doing it by winning percentage, but Coco Cadero.
Can you filter it by wins?
It won't let me look. No, I don't think you can. But see, what I would do is the format that they put the output in, you can just cut, copy, and paste into an Excel spreadsheet and do that real easy. So, but I'm looking for guys that played 1,000. Oh, Cesar Geronimo, the Big Red Machine center fielder, 624 winning percentage when Geronimo was in the lineup. So who's another biggie? Joe Morgan, 592 winning percentage when Morgan was in the lineup. So Cesar Geronimo was more, you know, I don't know what kind of conclusion you want to draw from that, but that's a neat little piece of trivia. So you can.
Yeah, they do that a lot in basketball.
Yeah. Oh, as far as who's on the floor, like who's on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's Pete Rose, 1,530 wins, 1,187 losses, 563 winning percentage. That's incredible. So Johnny Bench, 1,205 winning games. Tony Perez, 1,088 winning games. So anyhow, you want me to look somebody else up? I'd be happy to.
Have fun, man. Go at it. Have fun.
Look at the Mick. See how many Mick and then Yogi.
The Yankees, okay.
Yogi should be way up there with that.
Record with players in game. And here, help me eyeball it. Okay, so obviously for players who played a lot of games, Mariano Rivera has the highest team winning percentage for games he played in. 852 winning percentage. That's phenomenal. Let's look here. Goose Gossage way down there, 699. All right. Looking for a guy with, okay, Joe Collins. He was first baseman back in the dead ball. Am I right? Or 30s?
I believe.
Yeah, the dead ball. You're thinking of Jimmy Collins. That was dead ball. And he was with the Red Sox.
Yeah, was Joe Collins the one that followed Lou Gehrig afterwards? At first, am I thinking of that? Maybe. I don't know. DiMaggio, 640 winning percentage. Joe Gordon, 640 winning percentage, but not nearly in as many games. So let's find Mantle. Hank Bauer, 884 wins. Rizzuto, 1,000 wins. I've always thought this is cool.
Joe Collins doesn't come into baseball until 1948.
Yeah. Okay. So he was really in between then.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, Tony Lazzari. All right, Mantle, come on.
Carlos is asking about Reggie.
Yeah, we'll keep scrolling down. Gehrig, 617 winning percentage. Babe Ruth, a 615 winning percent. So there you go. The Yankees won more often with Gehrig than they won with Ruth in the lineup. You can say that. I mean, that's a statement you can make based on this data.
Tommy Hendrick right up there with the Ruth.
Yeah. Yep. So King Kong Keller. Love King Kong. Yogi Berra down to 604. Wow, this is
going to be higher than that because, man, He was on a lot of great teams, Yogi was.
Dare has suck it, Jeter. 1,628 with 593 winning percentage. So,
Suck it, cheater.
yeah, and of course this is as much how good your teammates were too, right? But
Oh yeah, I mean the late '60s
Yeah.
killed the Mick.
yeah, but at the same time, yeah. So
Well, that and bourbon. So yeah.
Yeah.
Mickey
According
Mantle,
to the Yankees,
1,370, yeah, 575 winning percentage. I haven't been looking for Reggie, but yeah, this is here. Let me real quick, because I do this all the time. If I'm curious, I'll just. This is a complete list, then. So
Look at Sean. He is ready to rock. Roster's now up in Discord. Way to go, Sean.
awesome. All right,
Wow.
awesome. Thank you, sir. All right.
How does Action PC rate Jeter's range? Anyone know? I'll bring it up, John, and when big clues, we'll switch screens back and forth.
It's a 5
Oh,
for that season. I was looking at that team before the draft today. I'm crap. I just did it wrong. All right. Anyway, you can cut and paste this and put it into. I got the other one open. That's why.
To Excel.
Yeah, and put it into Excel and manipulate the data any way you want. I've done that many times with stuff, or for presentation purposes. But all kinds of tools here. You just browse through it. The USA Today batters and pitchers.
Discord Buckshot is
Yeah.
the best place to put the lineups in the Discord.
But you can find all of this at the Baseball Musings site, and again, it's in their links. They've had this here for years, and they've got a couple other neat defensive charts, the model of range, different things. The Player A to Z book is about defensive ratings. They got a lot of neat stuff in here, but those two tools, particularly the lineup analysis. Like Ken says, that's a great use for fantasy leagues and things like that if you want to try to maximize your output of your offense, because they run these numbers super fast in thousands of simulations and stuff. So
It's a golden age.
Yep.
Will Tool up to 2 weeks.
Baseballmusings.com is the website, so check it out if you get a chance.
Nice. Nice. Anything else? Anybody else have anything they want to share? Because why not?
Well, my lineup is about 80% Red Sox players. It's all from the 2008. I have like three. I have like Elmer Flick, Tommy Holmes, Nap LaJoie, sorry, and that's it from all the other teams in my starting lineup, and the rest are all Red Sox from 2008. That's pretty cool, huh?
Oh wow. Yeah, but those aren't scrubs. That's Pedroia and Manny and.
Oh, it's good. No, I got Ortiz.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad lineup. I mean, Mike Lowell. It's like,
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm just kind of like, okay. So I wasn't expecting that, but then my pitching staff is almost, I got to fix that still. I got Beckett, Lester, Papelbon in the closer. Not bad. Tim Wakefield in the bench and the bullpen. Dice K had a great season that year in 2008. And I got Addie Joss, Red Donahue, Bill Bernard.
Man, having Joss is wow.
Yeah. So I got some
Doug here
guys.
is picked. I want to make sure I got this right, Doug. 61 Senators, 78 Athletics, the 08 Orioles, and the 1904 Braves. Is that right? That's what I'm seeing. So that is awesome. That's 24 people in the league. That's double the most we've ever had before. So
It's amazing.
hat tip to you guys. Yeah, really appreciate the participation.
Yep, Doug says you're correct.
Awesome.
Awesome.
RJL's already got his roster done.
Jeez.
Yeah, that does not surprise me. Robert's a machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. So Arnold Hunter, who struck way back in the chat, be fun to get him aboard on this too at some point.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Well, we can continue chatting. I'm going to put on a 19th century game here if cousin Ken Castro is here. Let it let it play out again. Just while we're talking. Well, because it's been a long time since I've done some old time.
He's got to massage Ken Castro's.
I got to get him ready for
eyes a little bit.
Aging joint.
Dude, I got to get him ready for McGreevy too, man. Come on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, we can't do 19th century in this, so we can get back to the dead ball era. We'll pick 2 from the dead ball era.
So where did Sean put his lineup? Did he just give it to Steve, or did he?
It's in the Discord.
Which one though? It's like
Ned McGreevy.
Ned McGreevy, and then what under full Field of Dreams? Okay, yeah, we have like Field of Dreams under like multiple. There we go. That's his raw. Okay, cool.
Bernie, I think Bernie's a little disappointed, but I think it's gonna be fun for Bernie though too, because I know he wanted. He's such a Red Sox guy, but I think he's gonna have fun with this. I really do.
Well, yeah, God forbid anybody else want a good Red Sox team.
He could have picked one.
That's a compliment to his franchise, right?
Oh, absolutely.
He had the number 1 pick, Big Clue.
Who?
He had the number 1 pick. He could have picked him.
Bernie? No, he didn't. MV had the number 1 pick. What did I miss?
I thought you was talking about MV.
Oh, no. He was
we're talking about Bernie.
Bernie and his lack of Red Sox. He said the other day that right off the bat he wouldn't be taking 04 or 61. So I think it was 78 and 2008 or bust for him on Red Sox teams. And those were both popular picks. But he did well.
All right, this one playing in the background is going to be Christy Mathewson versus Chief Bender. So good
Chief
clash
Bender.
greats here. Yeah. So Jamie's saying it's going to be really cool to see this play out. Absolutely. This is going to be so much. The other ones, I mean, now with 24 people, Big Clue, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Doug, do you have a name for your fantasy team? You can type that in the chat, and I'll forward that to Steve. Steve will even gratis make you a team logo to go with it. So he's that kind of guy.
So I was on there. I was on last night. I was on Discord talking with JT Dutch there for a while, and I was telling him how I wanted to go. I was making all the 2D pictures of my parks for Action PC and for Digital Diamond. I'm up to the 70s and 80s now. So I did all 1901 to 1970, I think. So anyway, I was just telling him how I wanted to some of my parks, like for the ones with more ads, I have like OOTP ads like in there. So I was like, I think I want to get rid of those and just put some other, regular ads in there, just because I don't think playing on Action PC and you see like ads for OTP is kind of weird, right? So, so basically, I kind of changed. I found one in Cleveland Stadium. So I was just like in SketchUp showing him how I change out the ads, and we have to export the model and import it into OTP. So he was kind of showed him that he was kind of like interested in that stuff. So it was kind of cool. Yeah, so I got to do that with a bunch of other parks too.
In one swift move, I just got rid of all my speed on my team. Yeah, I didn't want to take Gary Templeton really. Like I hate his OBP, and I forgot about Rudy York, so I just made that last change. But that is my final answer. That's the final roster. There's no more changes. Yeah. Okay, guys. So it's locked in.
Maybe MV will trade Ozzie Smith to you for Templeton like they did in real life.
Oh, he's gone. Templeton's gone.
Oh!
I removed him. Wow. Yeah, I removed him off the roster for Rudy York. So I got a couple backup kind of utility middle infielder guys from the 2008 Cardinals, Felipe Lopez and Aaron Miles. That's what I'm gonna use for my middle infield for the season, unless I make a big trade or something.
Cool beans.
All right. So, Will, right now, I'll be broadcasting Dwayne will be broadcasting. I think MV's going to do a few. So at least 3. I think Steve too. So at least 4 channels. Any content creators out there, you want to do some games? Maybe we can get Mike to do a couple. Even hint, hint, hint.
Let Steve know.
Yeah. So definitely 3 for sure. So Dwayne and MV and me. So that would be 3. And Steve. So 4. And we get through it pretty quickly. Yeah, we could have a game going almost every night, and maybe we can. I think it'd be fun, as long as people support it, right?
Yeah, it'd be. Yeah, if people want to see it, I'm sure people will be happy to broadcast it.
So we're not stealing your thunder here, Dwayne. This is just one game between these two 1911 teams. So
you're fine.
You're going to be a while before you get to the 1911 World Series. So,
by the way, whoever got the Chicago Cubs 1961, if they did, I took Lou Brock, so you can't get him.
No, not true. The 61 Cubs were the 2nd overall pick in the draft.
Oh no!
So they have the rights to Lou Brock, not you. It's the other way around.
Oh no!
They pick,
well, then what the hell do I do?
Yeah,
you got to take him off your roster, buddy. You got to make another one.
Well, I'm not taking him off yet until we'll see.
Wait and see who.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You have to have a thumb wrestle or something.
Boy, I'm just glad the Pirate team and the Cubs team that have Kyler. Right. For instance, Kai Kyler, because he was equally as good with both teams. So that would have been like a dogfight. Wait a minute. No, I have Kyler. No, I have Kyler. I think he had a little bit of a better war, though, with the Cubs. So I don't know. How would you decide that, Big Clue? I mean, right. I mean, I know what you say about the first team, but boy, if you have somebody who's equally, on two franchises like Kyler, that would be fun. That'd be a fun little dust up, wouldn't it?
Well, you don't. No. All players are rated for the full season. Period.
Okay.
So a player that in real, I'll use the example we've been using. In 1978, Gene Garber is traded midseason between the Braves and the Phillies, right? So there's a 78 Philly Garber and a 78 Brave Garber. We're using just the full season stats, so it's the 78 Garber.
Gotcha.
There is no separate one for each team. The team that gets Garber is whichever of those teams was drafted first in our draft.
So Clinton says that we're not going to see him a lot, but he'll keep an eye out. He's working on his 1965 for Digital Diamond Baseball using National Pastime Next Generation Plus and following up with 1960 and 1908. And his 1914 is going to stay in National Pastime 3. So cool, Clinton. Ped 99, Paisan. Hey, he says he's telling John DFW the fielding range is covered in the Action PC manual. It will differ based on stock or draft teams. So hopefully that's
cool.
Good stuff. So Jamie putting in a link about Earl Weaver. We'll highlight that. Sound well for a second. But there we go. Earl Weaver and his thoughts on team speed. So for anybody interested, I think that lineup analyzer that the Big Clue showed us earlier, I think is especially valuable for this type of league. I really, really do. So thanks for sharing that, man.
Do not tell MV about it. In other words.
Oh, hell no. He's probably in the background. There's 20 people watching. So
yeah.
He was earlier today, wasn't he?
Is that him?
That was him reacting to Sean taking the 1944 Tigers. I wish I would have had one of my samplers up. In fact, I could go back and sample that and put it into one of the sound files when I'm doing a game into Action PC. I can find that. Yeah, absolutely. Every time. Oh, he doesn't have Chick Stall this time. We'll figure out. So every time Mickey Mantle comes up to the plate, I'm going to play that sample of MV like losing his shit. I'm telling you, I'm going to go back and sample it, and then I'm going to mangle it, do weird things to it. It'll be really fun. So every once in a while, he'll sound like Miss Piggy or something. It'll be great.
No, he was. He was genuinely upset, wasn't he?
I know. I've never heard. That was great. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Too
Yeah.
funny.
So 22 people watching. If you're wondering, we just have a game going on here just for something to watch. But on Steve Tate's channel, it's Simtistics with Steve Tate. We just did the draft for the Fields of Dreams League. So you chose there were five seasons that were selected from baseball history, and then when your turn came up in the draft, you had to pick a season and a team, and once you did, you couldn't pick from that season again. So you end up picking. We had 4 rounds. So from those 4 teams, about 120 players, you're drafting a 30-man roster. So don't think there's been anything like this like ever. So hopefully you guys will follow it, join our Discord and stuff like that. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Strike 3.
That is cool, Ken.
So back when he was watching this week's Eternal baseball, Phil's were playing and realized the guys running it lived 4 miles from me. They use Action PC. Nice. So Pib99 thanking Mike Silva, wants to thank him for the ballpark file for Action PC baseball. So Mike's making his ballparks available for use in Action PC baseball as well.
Yeah, and Digital Diamond, you can use it
And-
for both, basically.
And Digital Diamond, yeah, of course, we'll be using Digital Diamond as well. So yeah.
Yeah, no problem, guy. No problem. Hope they're. I like them. I like how they.
Oh, they look great. What I've seen.
Ken, what are you trying to do, Ken?
No, Ken gave me the lineup analyzer first. And he did.
He's trying to stir with me and you, though.
Well, because he knows I'm still sort of pissed at you. Sort of pissed. I can't be as pissed at you as if I would have been at like MV or if Robbie Wartburg
I
was in
apologize
this league
before I
again.
even made the pick.
But no, it's going to take me a while, Dwayne. It's going to take me a while. All right.
He's gonna start speaking Italian. I
Made the
think.
pick and then let you say sorry.
Hey, Mike.
I said, sorry.
Bafangustunada.
Dwayne's pulling an MV saying, "Why can't we be friends?"
Shit.
I told you before the draft I didn't like drafting near you.
Well, oh man,
I did say that, didn't I? I said I don't like drafting behind you.
I don't remember, Dwayne.
For real, because I thought you was going to take teams I wanted.
I'm too busy trying to pronounce Rizzo's name the American way, so that's got me all bungled up now. Thanks to Mike Silva.
Yeah.
So I mean, but come on, Dwayne, you got to, again. So Robbie Wartburg stole Wagner from me twice. That little
twice?
Shit. Yeah,
Wow,
twice.
I didn't know that.
And McGreevy, and then in Shanks. Yeah,
Oh, that dog. He was desperate for your attention, wasn't he?
I'm telling you. And
Has
so,
anybody heard from him?
nope.
Darn.
Who was this?
Robbie Wartburg, nice guy,
Oh.
nice guy, and
Yeah.
everything. Long time, like he found this channel back in 2019. It was on Super Bowl night, and again, it's as always my custom. I always do something baseball related on that night, and so that night decided to do games. So for Ken Castro, game 1 we did a 1914 Federal League game, and then for the nightcap we replayed the famous Bucky F. Dent game. And Robbie found the channel during Baseball for Windows and got instantly hooked and started a 1908 replay in 2019, and it's 2024, and he's I think 30 games into it. So so when we did McGreevy, he took Hannes Wagner, and Hannes Wagner, my favorite player of all time, and then took him again. So we did it McGreevy, and then we did Shanks, and he was able to get Wagner then. So yeah, and now I lose Wagner again. I've never had Hannes Wagner in any of these leagues. I had Pop Lloyd in the last Shanks, which was good, of course. Pop Lloyd, the Black Hannes Wagner, whatever. But so Dwayne, yeah, it hurts a little bit.
Ken.
It hurts
Because Beatles taught me so well. He should be like that proud papa and said, "Good job, Dwayne."
No, you know what? Did you ever hear
wow.
of a show? Did you ever hear of a show called Paper Chase? John Houseman plays the professor.
Oh yeah, yeah, he
Dude,
got
that's
an
me,
Oscar for it.
Dwayne. That I'm John Houseman, buddy. Okay,
Now I
and
never seen it.
from now on, I'm going to be Mr. Motts. I'm going to call you Mr. Motts, as he would say it. Absolutely.
Come on.
Yeah, you did call
I-
Wagner boring, but I ended up not getting Wagner, I don't think. Or did I? Maybe. Yeah, so you got Wagner once too, Sean. But Robbie got him from me twice, and now Dwayne gets him. And Dwayne, I mean, I don't blame him. He's not going to trade Wagner. You know, yeah, I'm going to trade the best shortstop of all time for whatever. It'd be funny though. You should try to get. See, there's 20 people in here, and I know MV's lurking, right? Because it's early. I don't care that he has to work tomorrow. He's lurking, and I wish you could get into his head and say, "Come on, you don't want the Mick." I mean,
Right.
because Wagner could play every defensive position, and he had some power and speed and da 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 da. Come on, Mick was just enough. I mean, I know you love the Mick. I'm just saying, if you kind of knock the Mick a little bit and say, "Come on,
Right.
man," then you end up getting Mantle.
You're only getting him half of his career.
Yeah,
It's right in the middle.
and then we work on we work on dismantling. And other people could get into his head either, right? Or as well. So who else would he want to keep in his team?
The mad
Right?
GM on him, all Mick has to do is have a
He's
bad
not.
first year, and he'll be ready to get rid of him because he is.
Yeah,
he-
all he has to do is underperform. You're right.
Yep, and he'll be just like Cy Young.
He'll be Cy Young 2.0. You're
Yep,
absolutely.
he'll be
right.
like, you can have him. He's a bum.
I don't know why people think he's so great. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
overrated. I always thought he was overrated.
Yeah.
That's what he says about the other guy. I hope Whitey Ford goes in the tank because he cuts up on Whitey Ford all the time. I want Whitey Ford to do bad for him. I might be able to steal Whitey Ford from him
There you go.
because he's always
There you go.
bitching about Whitey Ford's whip.
Yeah.
Because that was when I first started doing the 61 Yankees. That was one of his first questions. What's Ford look like? I'm like, you're looking good. I'm like,
See, I don't
want
wanna-
to walk too many, but
Right. See, I don't want to put this out this in the universe, but when a Walter Johnson year comes up, I know I'm not going to get him. I'm not even going to try. Right? Because he's like my second favorite player. I can't ever get my like favorite players, except in the last Shanks. I did get Jimmy Fox and Pop Lloyd, but you know, I mean, no, it wasn't the last Shanks. It was one before that. Because the last Shanks, I had the stupid Brewers and the
I never
even more
say you got
stupid
them.
Diamondbacks. Oh my God.
Yeah.
you did pretty
Um,
well with them, to be honest.
I know, but it sucked. I mean, come on, right? And anyhow, Dwayne, I'm not going to stay. I mean, it's nothing. It's not personal. It's just business, right?
Yep.
But yeah, I'm just going to quote gangster movies at you all the
know
time.
shit, huh?
Leave the guns, take the cannoli. Yeah.
What's that?
I said, leave the guns, take the cannoli.
Luca
Leave the gun,
Brasi.
take the cannoli.
Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes.
Yeah, yeah. It's a Sicilian message. That's
Mini
right.
Yeah.
bombats.
Yeah, that's a good part in that.
There's
movie.
Bernie. Bernie, how you doing, man? Got to put the link in case Bernie wants to come in and say hi and stuff.
Bernie.
Now I got to make sure I wasn't. I have Kate Beckinsale's personal phone number. I didn't want to put that in the chat. So there we go. Carlos Yaz and I were jockeying over who could draft Kate Beckinsale, and I said she's already my ball girl. So, but Shakira's available, so that's not bad, right?
No, and it isn't Shakira the one that tells people to try everything?
That and that hips don't lie. So
Yeah.
if she says it, it's got to be true. Bernie, why don't you come on and chinwag with us for a few minutes, bud? It's still early where you are.
DJs from up the tree.
So Ken Castro says he had his favorite player once, never played. It was a conspiracy. I get, yeah. I think, yeah. These things happen, cousin. We got us a good dead ball match up here. No score between Bender and Mathewson.
Ooh.
Philadelphia out hitting the Giants right now, 6-4. But that is
the Chief
it.
does that well in this league.
And hey, big news in this game. There's no errors so far.
Wow.
Yeah, that's huge. And John's playing an APC game, action PC game that has 7 errors in the 7th inning. Yikes. So how many of you guys are going to like go through and use like games like out of the, I know Mike is like just messing around with lineups. using Action PC, Out of the Park, Digital Diamond, whatever, to try to, I guess optimize your team. Anybody going to be using any of this stuff? Hey, Marlon Price. He says, watching you guys, hope to know what's going on someday. So do we, Marlon. Welcome to the insanity. So I think we have Bernie here. So let's get Bernie on. Bernie.
I would have been
Bernie's
on
on.
sooner. But I've spent the last 4 hours trying to figure out what to do with these 4 teams I didn't want.
Trade for lots of
how did
Red
it work
Sox.
out? Did you figure it
find
out?
out who drafted him and go write him a nasty letter.
If you want Alex Cora from the 2008 Red Sox, he can be had.
Yeah.
Julio Lugo, maybe.
So
Figure it
if
out,
somebody
Bernie?
has a Discord link, wouldn't mind dropping it to Marlon. Marlon, we welcome you in. We have a couple great Discords, and that will give you, if you're a baseball fan, and I mean a sports fan, I think you'll like the Discord. It's a lot of fun, and then that will give you a better sense of maybe what we're about. But welcome in, Bernie. So yeah, you don't have any Red Sox teams, do you? Or did you finally get? Or did you get one?
Did you get the 44 Red Sox or something?
Did we lose Bernie again? Yeah, we lost Bernie again. Damn it, Jim.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah.
Just when you think he's out, they pull him back in.
They pull him back in.
Right.
There we go. We got the mob movie references flying thick and fast. I love it. Love it. So I guess nobody's going to admit whether they're going to. I'm going to admit, man, I'm going to be firing up Action PC baseball. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this, and
Yep.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. And here too, actually, not on the channel, but I'm going to use a couple different sims, and I'll probably end up in the middle of the pack as I usually do, anyhow. But that's all right.
MV, let me tell you, MV was doing something like that before
Mhm.
the draft tonight.
I'm not surprised.
No, yeah. And yet, when it came to his turn to pick, he froze again.
Oh, I know. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Yeah,
You got to do the gangster baseball reference.
always. Well, we will be doing plenty of those, especially when my team's playing yours.
Yeah,
I'll be
Up
typing them in the
plate,
chat.
It's an individual sport, but in the field, it's a team game.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go. Right, the Untouchables. Love it.
Yeah.
And I get nowhere.
All about the team. All about
Love
the
it.
team.
I
He's
love
smoking
that.
that cigar, nodding his head.
Oh
Team.
man. Yep. De Niro was so great in that movie.
That was
Oh, my
so
God.
good. I love it. Enthusiasms.
Yeah, enthusiasms. Yes, enthusiasms.
What winds my clock? Baseball.
All right. Is this Bernie back? All right, we're bringing Bernie back. Bernie, you're on. Welcome back, Bernie.
Hello. What happens is I go on my iPad, and then I get feedback, so I had to switch to my computer.
Yeah, there you go.
So you did get a Red Sox team though, right? At least one.
Right at the very end, I was going to go with the 44 Browns, and then I said I can't do it. I'm going to go with the Red Sox.
Gotta go for Red Sox.
I wanted to
So-
take the Browns. I was ready to take them, and the guy before me took them. I was like, shit.
So is your strategy, Bernie, to try to trade for some Red Sox, or
No, I changed my strategy when it became apparent that I wasn't going to get the teams I wanted.
okay?
So what I did was I went after teams that had speed and and I stayed away from dead ball pitching because
Why'd you do that? I'm curious.
Because the last time on the with McGreevy League, I guess that was the one that I played with you guys. I noticed that dead ball pitchers did not do as well as modern pitchers, and I went after pitchers that had low whip and high strikeout numbers, and I drafted teams that had that type of pitching, and I wanted speed. So every team I drafted had high stolen base numbers.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And
Interesting.
I'm going to find out what happens.
Okay.
I like making teams built around speed. Sean, on the other hand, Sean is about power, right, Sean? Because we had this debate before about speed and power, and yeah, I don't know. I've always liked. Maybe it's just because of this era, but of course, the 2008 Angels not known as a speedy team, but yeah, there you go.
No one had more power than I did in my last team in that McGreevy league.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
in the Shanks, yeah.
Oh,
Or
the
Shanks, yeah,
league.
Shanks, yeah. You
Yeah.
weren't in
Yeah,
McGree,
but you had the Cardinals and Red Sox combined. That was
I had the Cardinals and Red
Johnson's had the
Sox.
power.
yeah.
I had Williams. I had Jimmy Fox. I had guys that had 40 home runs in
Yeah.
every position.
You had a pretty good team, Bernie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
except
you
they had no
Oh, he had a
pitching.
damn good team. Yeah.
No pitching and no speed.
Clee baseball fan asking, welcome in, Tim. He's asking World's Worst Gamer. He says, "Do you? Do you?" Nice, Tim. We love, man. Come on, you got to get involved season 2 or something. We have 24 managers for this one, but
Yep.
really love to have you involved, Tim. It's really minimal, and RGO Network's even involved for the second time, I might add. So.
What'll be really
Come around
funny
the
is that
gate,
he's got a small group of teams to choose from. He'll probably win the league.
Robert,
Yeah.
yeah, right. Well, Doug Hunt just joined us too tonight, so we're 24 human beings. Well, 23 human beings in MV. You guys knew it was coming, so.
Dwayne, I forgot. Dwayne finally got his Dale Murphy here late in the
I
draft.
got my Murphy. Yep. It was between the 2008 and 78, that third pick. And I
Yeah.
looked down and I seen John. No, he's a Braves fan. He hadn't picked in the 78 season yet. And almost everybody had 2008 picked, but one person, that was Will. And then Will stole my 2008. I thought I was going to get both of them
Gotcha. Yeah.
because I
Bernie
wanted to get
snuck in.
Smokesy and I wanted to get Glavin.
I'm reviewing the third round now. Bernie snuck in with that 78 Rangers team. He picks up 2 good pitchers in John Matlack and Fergie Jenkins.
Yeah,
He's
I've
got
seen that.
Fergie Jenkins for a long time. So,
Yeah, it's at the end of his career.
yeah, good for him. Never
John
mind,
says he wanted the 78
the hitters
Braves.
are pretty good that year.
I figured
too.
you would take.
Oh yeah, the 78
Braves
Rangers
down.
was a pretty good team. They were pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's why I looked down the list, and I thought, well, John will take them 78 Braves. They won't come back up to me. I thought the 2008 would.
You know what surprised me in the draft was I thought like the first year that was going to go a lot was 1978, and it was 1961.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You remember? I thought there would be 5 teams in the top 10. I was right, and I thought there'd be about 8 teams total. I think there was like 7 and
Yeah.
61. Yeah,
Because I knew
These
I
lineup
wanted the
is
78
so
Pirates. I know I wanted them as my first pick, right? Because I thought
that's
I'm
a
not
good
going to get the
pick.
1905. Oh yeah, I know I wasn't
I
going to
thought
get the
you'd go with
1904
those 4, but when
Pirates
you
or
picked that, I'm like,
Giants.
that's a good pick.
Yeah,
Sturgill, Parker, both at different ends of their career.
exactly.
Yeah.
But so I knew I wasn't going to
Galdi.
get that. Knew I wasn't going to get the Giants. I was hoping I would get the 1904 Cubs, but somebody beat me to them. But I'm thinking 78 Pirates. But I'm thinking as I logged on, I'm like, everybody's going to be hitting 1978 like crazy, and it was 1961. I'm like, this is nice.
Yeah,
So,
I never, like I said, I never thought I'd get the Braves, the 61 Braves. Not in my wildest dreams did I think they'd go to 16th.
Todd B, good evening, man. Todd B's got a good team.
Yep.
Yeah,
Todd,
he does.
Todd always has a competitive team.
He does.
He's an excellent drafter. Every league I've seen him in.
Buckshot took the 1904 Cubs. Yeah, because I'm watching, and I'm like, because I had the baseball reference page up for the 1904 Cubs. Like, I'm thinking, okay, if I have it up here, that means they're going to be mine. And Buckshot, and he did 1904 Cubs. I'm like, ow. And then I'm like, well, 1904 Reds pretty good. So good on you for getting the Cubs. Good team, and you move some of those guys forward.
Who got the 1978 Brewers?
They did.
Yeah, Clue did. That had to hurt though.
I wanted that team so
Right.
bad.
They fell to the middle of the second round. I was stunned.
That
I
team
thought
is
about
loaded
them.
loaded with power and speed.
Yeah, I thought
happy
about
to
them
take
with
it.
Yount and
Yeah.
Paul Molitor playing second then.
I was just looking over my my players, and I was just curious as to know what players. Jesus Lord, that game. What players do you already know that you won't have on your roster that are pretty darn good? Like I have a guy, Doc Kramer, who had 2,700 career base hits, hit 296, and he may not make the cut depending on that Brock situation. But I was just curious if there are really good players that people know that are like enough to make their roster.
I haven't even looked at my rosters yet. I'm still working on everything for the draft, but I can probably answer that tomorrow. I won't take too long to make mine.
Whoever got the 61 Red Sox got Kari Yastrzemski for 20 years.
Yes, they do.
Well,
Also
the
on that
78
team.
Red Sox were picked first, so that person technically has the rights to Yaz if they take him.
Well,
I just want to quickly point out, hold that thought 1 second. I always say how this game plays dead ball baseball beautifully. If you watch that last play, that was classic dead ball. Okay, back to the regular speech.
if you take the 78 Red Sox and you have to go backwards with his career there because he's only got 5 more years after that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And if you go backwards, you really need to go back 6 or 7 years before you get his greatest years.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. I don't think in fact, I'd be surprised if the 78 Kari Yastrzemski stays on the team.
Well, if that's the case, then then he's falling into the lap of the 61 team, whoever got them. So,
but you also have Chuck Schilling. You can get 5 good years at second base out of him. Don Schwal was Rookie of the Year in 1961 for the Red Sox. He's a good pitcher. And you've got 2 or 3 other pretty good players. It was a good hitting team. The reason that team didn't do well is it had no pitching.
I should ask you to
Ket
scout
was a good
the
pitcher
Red
in
Sox
61.
for me.
How did he progress, Bernie?
Say that again?
Mom Ket was a good pitcher in 61. How did he progress?
In 1962, both Mambu Ket and Earl Wilson pitched through no hitters for the Red Sox.
Yeah,
So,
like I say, he was good in 61. I didn't know how
I
he
remember
progressed.
that about Monducat. That's cool.
So you're going to get 2 or 3 years of a good Mambu Ket. So that 61 Red Sox team was a good pick. As a matter of fact, if the 61 Reds weren't so damn good, I would have taken the 61 Red Sox.
The Reds were like what, the 7th team picked from that year or something, 7th or 8th team picked from that year, and I'm like, they were in the World Series.
I'm surprised it took so long for them to get picked up.
Yeah,
I know, me
hello.
too. Yeah, they was the last one in the first round.
You know, Frank Robertson's got an OPS over 1,000.
Wow. Yep.
Vada Penson had a good year.
And the speed, power, and 3 good starting
Coleman had a good
pitchers
year
on that
too,
team.
didn't he? Old Gordo.
So that was
Gordy Coleman was the first baseman. He was above average, I guess, as a hitter.
Yeah, he had a good year in 61.
He had 61.
Yeah.
Big Clue
Gene
doing a
Freese
diamond
had a
line
good
for
year.
you here. So
I think Freese had
that's good.
20-some home runs, didn't he, Bernie?
Say that again.
Freese, I think, with the Reds had 20-some home runs, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a good year at third base that year.
Yep.
The 61 Reds are a good team. I couldn't believe they were still there
Good pitching staff.
when it got
Berkey,
down to
O'Toole,
the
and Joey
18th
J.
pick. As a matter of fact, they were the only team in 1961 that had 3 pitchers with whips under 1.1.
Yeah, like I say, that's a good pitching staff. Was it Perky, Joey J, and O'Toole?
I don't have them in front of me. I don't remember, but I think those are the
they
3.
all 3 had good years. They had a decent bullpen too.
Well, I don't think any bullpen was any good in 1961.
The Reds had a good bullpen.
I don't think that's the strength of those teams in '61.
But it was
No.
good.
But that's why you had to load up on. That's why you had to pick a team with a good bullpen in 2008, because those are the years of the bullpen specialists.
Well, one thing I noticed with Action PC, it doesn't like using the bullpen, so I kind of ignored the bullpen.
I think you're going to have to play around with the manager.
Yeah, I
to get it to
tried,
use the
and
bullpen.
it didn't use Raleigh fingers the way I wanted him in Shanks. I was very disappointed. He didn't do well when they did use him, but I think he played in like 10, 20 games, something like that. It was crazy how little they used him.
I'm
A
not
lot
really
of
an
times with
expert.
that Shanks League, you had such big leads, they wouldn't bring the closer in. You got blown out a lot, or you blew somebody out.
Well,
Bernie,
I'm going to spend a little extra time on that manager file this year.
I think you were saying it during the draft that wow, with everybody knowing what they're doing. I think you drafted very well, Bernie. I really do.
Well, I appreciate it, because I didn't get any teams that are in the top of my list.
So I mean, I don't know how many people did. I got lucky with the Pirates. I wanted the '78 Pirates, so I was very lucky to get them.
I think Sakuni got all his teams.
I think he got all Philadelphia teams, right? Three
did,
Phillies
yep.
and one Athletics or something. Yeah. Yeah. But
Hold
I
on
think
one
that's
second. I want to grab a piece of paper here that from the draft. I want to look at something. Don't
Sure,
go away. I'll be
Bernie.
right back.
well, we're not going anywhere. So let me see. Todd B says Ed Walsh is listed as a relief pitcher in 1904 with WS. I hope Action recognizes that. So there we go. Ken says all Philly teams. He's rooting for Sakuni to win it all.
Do you know what team stayed around a long time? I couldn't believe it. The 2008 Cardinals.
Yeah. Is that one of your picks?
No, not one of mine.
Okay, because you had the and our last one, you had the Cardinals, and didn't you have the Cardinals and Red Sox?
I'll do
I
you one
did.
better. The steal of the draft might be Sean getting the '78 Cardinals with the third to last pick. Keith Hernandez, Ted Simmons, George Hendrick. I mean, they had some solid all-star caliber ball players on that squad. So, and he'll have them for a long time if he keeps them. So, third from the last pick of the draft. I couldn't believe they were still there. But yeah, 2008 Cardinals, you got Albert Pujols.
Yeah, Sean, great pick. Oof.
Yadier Molina. So, yeah.
I was getting so nervous towards the end that no team was going to be left. I finally added the Colorado Rockies from 2008 to my list.
Well, there'd been a couple of guys, just no pitchers you'd want, probably, right?
Well, I was looking at the stolen base stats.
Thanks, cousin. Thanks for that. Says hopefully Dwayne will get to the World Series as well. It would be fitting as he'll have to endure Cousins' crap all season.
Darn, Ken. I'll tell you, looking out for me. I appreciate it. Not that as soon as it quiets down about it, not that you poked the bear.
Oh yeah. That's cousin for you.
Yes, it is.
Obviously, MV has paid him off with something.
Something.
Since last
Something.
month, yeah, with something.
Because he's like, yeah, right. Because I mean, Dwayne's doing the same tactic.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, and all in caps.
MV apologizes afterwards.
1904 Pirates. You did it all in caps, dude. I'm sorry.
Not to
1904
let
Pirates.
you know I was sincere.
Oh
I
yeah,
was sincere.
Right. Sure.
I wasn't doing an MV. I wasn't doing that girly snicker afterwards. Sorry.
Oh,
Dwayne, when you make comments like that though in the draft,
you got me, cousin.
it's like you remember when your father was about to spank you, but before he did, he says, "This is going to hurt me more than it hurts you." You ever have a parent tell you that?
Yeah.
So it's like
It's a load of cool. It's
bullshit.
It's going to hurt you there.
I said, sorry, Beatles.
Yeah,
1904 Pirates. That's what I said.
Yeah, I know. And as you were typing it, you had a little shit-eating grin on
No,
your face,
I didn't.
Dwayne. Yes,
No.
you did. Yes,
No.
you did.
No.
Because I would have.
No.
I would have. I would like
No.
2008 Braves.
No,
Sorry,
I
Dwayne.
didn't. I thought to myself, I wish they wouldn't have picked them 78 Tigers, because that's what I was going to do. And then when they picked them 78 Tigers, I thought, well, I gotta go with that 1904. And I'm like, oh man, Beatles is gonna kill me.
You're killing me over here. You know that. You're killing me over here. You're killing me over here.
You're killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me, Smalls.
God.
Yeah, that's what I was looking, like I said, the Tigers is what I was.
Put them in the fucking bathroom. And
Jojo, stop breathing all over me.
I'm on a win streak here.
I don't want this kid looking at that face and rolling my dice.
Oh, Frankie Coffee Cake, yeah.
Dwayne, no, he makes him put the towel over his face.
We make it to the All-Star break, and I might forget, Dwayne. I might.
Thank you, son.
Might.
I might. I'm Irish and Italian, Dwayne. We've got long memories. So, but I'll tell you what, you send me up some Tullamore Dew, and that might soften the blow a little bit.
Beatles, I'll do you one better.
All right.
My wife's ancestry is combination German and Irish.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So
I'll
a redheaded,
do this. I'll make sure
like living with a redheaded Nazi.
Oh, man.
I'll make sure that guy across the pond doesn't win the division for you.
Dwayne, if that happens, all sins are forgiven.
That's
I
what
will grant
thought.
you complete ego te absolvo in nomine Patris, the whole thing. I'm telling you.
Pax
Yeah.
Vobiscum, my son. Yeah.
So big clue, you got to make sure the last 3 games of the year I'm playing MV.
Oh
And
my
the-
God!
and the
You know what?
division's on the
I will
line.
talk to Steve. We might be able to accommodate that.
Yeah, and make sure the season's on the line the last 3
Huge
games of
fun.
the year.
I'm in Steve's division.
Mm.
And Nooch.
And you know what's going to be really fun to see is to see the new hatreds boiling up with this one, because we got 24 people now. It's going to be beautiful.
New rivalries as teams are, again, if two teams are good at the same time, it's much more conducive to that sort of
Right.
So.
But I mean, MV cozying up to he has not said Darth Tate yet, but just wait, guys. Give it. It'll be opening day, and he's going to start with the Darth Tate thing, right?
Yeah, when Steve's team starts 1-0, MV will be like, "See, I told you so."
Exactly. Aaron wants to know if he picked a team in 1904. I don't think he did he?
Let me go
Unless
back.
it was his last pick. I didn't see his last pick.
Yeah,
What was his last pick?
Yeah, what was his last pick? I didn't see it.
Oh,
either.
the last pick was the White Sox. So no, he didn't.
Yeah, he's got the
No, that
Aaron,
was
he's
his
got
third
the
pick.
44 Phillies, the 61 Indians, the 78 White Sox, and the 2008 Reds. So
His
Yeah, like I
his
say,
starting lineup is going to be loaded with 61 Yankees.
No, we don't, Jamie. It's 2 separate leagues in the league, so there's no interleague play if that's what you're asking.
Really?
Yeah,
Where are the divisions? Were those posted somewhere?
Steve did them. I don't know if he's posted them yet, but he did them at the end of the draft
no,
using a random generator again.
I've got a Mike here. Let me read the Mike.
just
You're
posted-
in you're in a division with Nooch,
Yep.
Steve, Todd B, Carlos, and Buckshot.
And but you're saying there's 2 leagues too, right? So who's in the? Is there 2 divisions per league or just 1 division?
Yeah, 2 divisions per league.
Well, who's in the
Yeah.
other division in my league?
Just like we all grew up with. The other division is MV, Legends, Dwayne.
so that's that one. Okay,
Yeah, Forever, me, and John DFW.
good. So I get to play MV. Good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You'll just be playing Steve and Todd B and Carlos and them more often. That's all.
I got to
So,
play Dwayne too.
Unbalanced schedules, the way baseball was meant to be.
Amen, brother. Amen. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, and Beatles is in a division with Doug, who just joined us. Again, thank you, Doug. We're looking forward to seeing what you do.
Oh yeah.
Jamie, Will Toole, Sakuni 007, and Slash Gaming, another newbie.
Yeah. So we're like the nice people division.
That's right. Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
who's Rob N? Do we know Rob N? Is he new?
Yeah, Robin is Nooch.
Yeah, but who
Yeah.
is he? Is he someone that
He's
been around for?
brand new. He just
he's
came
brand
in
new.
today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So the nice guys, we're the nice guys. You guys like the bastard divisions and stuff.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, here you go. The last division is Aaron Reed, World's Worst Gamer, Rob
See?
T, Bernie, RJL Network, and David L.
Okay, those guys are all right too. But whatever league has like Big Clue and Dwayne and Mike Silva, forget it.
Damn.
Reprobates.
Pull your lip over your head and
Red
swallow
hair
it,
stepchildren.
Bite me, Clue. Bite me, Clue. That's right. You're a bunch of gingers, all of you. I'm done with you now. Nah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Jamie says we're in the Nova Scotia division. Absolutely.
There you go.
That's-
Now, I didn't mention this because Steve had to go to dinner, but I just off the top of my head, how about we all name the divisions for great ball players or something like that? That's one idea.
I think that'd be a fantastic idea.
Particularly since some of those great ball players are not in the league.
Oh my God. So Clue, I'm going to highlight this comment from Will Tool. Do you want to have a read and laugh at it?
Yeah, let me. pop
This
over.
one's loaded. This one is loaded. This question.
Dare I ask what you guys have against that eloquent British gentleman? I will be more than happy to answer that question, Will Tool, if you can tell me what eloquent British gentleman to whom you're referring. Because if it's MV, he is neither eloquent nor a gentleman, and he's from West Virginia, so he's hardly British.
Yeah.
So it's Will, it is a tale of woe. It is a tale of
No, Will Tool.
it's Dickensian. It's Dickensian. It really
He's
is.
the heel. He's like the Roddy Piper, like when
He is.
was
Yeah.
the
Is he?
bad guy, you know.
Yeah. MV is the shit kicker of the group, and so when he does that, and we all get a little splatter on us, everybody turns their gaze on him. That's basically how it works. Yeah.
So Will, that's why there's a bounty. That's why there's a bounty. Someone's going to win a baseball game.
We're talking
Can't
about
put a
Benny
bounty
Hill.
on a man's head.
Are we going with 4 or 5-man rotations?
That's up to you.
That's up to you.
Okay, that's
I
what
saw
I'm
the
gonna
gotta
teams
go
you
with
drafted.
3.
I think I'd go 4 if I were you.
I'm going to try to go with 3.
See, Legends answered it succinctly. He said, "Who?" Yeah. So there you go. There's your answer, Will.
Yeah.
He doesn't. It's MV is about as eloquent. Well, I can't. I'm trying to be nice because Dwayne's the one that pissed me off tonight. So,
So MV gets a temporary pass for 24 hours.
that's going to be about it. Yeah. But that's all right. You know. Again, Dwayne.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of only going with a 9 or 10 man pitching staff.
Not a 10-man rotation. You almost
Pitching
said.
staff.
Oh my God, Todd, that's hilarious.
What you have to do is trade Wagner to me, and then you won't make those mistakes.
Wagner.
Yeah, like I
Beatles.
said, I don't think I'm going to carry many pitchers.
Put Todd's
You don't
comment
need
up in
to.
the chat.
Which
No,
the
like I said, they didn't-
right. MV took
Brooklyn
this
don't
to
get
purpose,
used anymore.
thinking it said super bras. Yep.
You know, I don't recall, Dwayne, that
Neither do we.
the AI does much in the way of substituting starters.
No,
So-
like you say.
So there are going to be some really good players that aren't going to get many at bats,
Yep.
and I'm not sure it's wise to go with a short pitching staff. What happens if you get an injury?
My whole thing though is Bernie, when I got those dead ball pitchers, they will not take them out until they're freaking give up 7-8 runs.
Well, they will if you instruct the manager to take it out.
Correct. But yeah, I'm thinking like I say, that way I can do some platooning and keep some of those guys that may have only had played 100 games, make sure their at bat stay well. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what? In I don't know what Action PC does, but in out of the park baseball, a dead ball pitcher will recover full 100% strength in 1 day.
Yeah, it's probably like
it
2
does
days.
dead ball better. It just does dead ball best out there.
Probably in Action PC, probably 2 days. If he's rated 150,
So Will, so to be nice to MV for a minute, we love him. We really do. And I'll tell you what, for his enthusiasm for baseball is amazing, right? Because he took a long hiatus from the game. He was a baseball fan, kind of left it, and he found it again through this community. And yeah, his streams they're wonderful. But MV, also he's how do I put this kindly, Big Clue, and yet clearly
He doesn't like to lose.
He doesn't like to lose. Thank you, Bernie. And so he invites this vitriol, and therefore it is incumbent upon us to heap upon him. Yeah. That's a good one. I like that. But yeah, he is great. He's a great guy. Well, we love him, but I mean, I think he likes getting having us take the piss anyhow. He likes us taking the piss from him anyhow. And so, because he'll say things like, "I'm the straw that stirs the drink." And what did he say last night in your broadcast as well? Or today, whatever it was, Dwayne. And he said, you guys just don't get the magnificence of me.
Yeah, the magnificence of me. Yeah.
So we can't let that go unanswered. Well, there's just, this is nice. So, Legend says not liking to lose and being British are somewhat incongruous. Love it. Well done. So, good stuff, guys. It's definitely the hype was real on this, and the draft show, it just came through just wonderfully.
Can't believe you got 24 guys playing.
Yeah.
It's amazing, huh? Here we go. So Jamie quoting The Natural. Remember the hypnotist, losing is a disease, like the bubonic plague.
Contagious as syphilis.
Yes, exactly.
You know who could do that imitation role? Al Red Sox fan. Have you ever heard him do that?
Yes.
The movie? He is great at that. Yeah. But
sit down, Hobbs.
If you've known MV for more than 5 minutes, then you understand why the charge of the Light Brigade happened.
But well, that being said, like he's done a lot of really wonderful videos, like teaching. I know so I knew some cricket, and actually got Dwayne into it as well. And he's a really nice guy, and I'll tell you what, MV is one of the first people that will, give credit to others and now, and praise and everything. He's really a good guy, but it's fun. And you know what? He gives as well as he takes. And so he is cool. Believe me, there's nothing personal. Everybody in this community, it's such a great community, except for Dwayne Martz. It's great. It's great. What? Did I say something?
I don't know. I can't hear you.
Thank you. Is that what happened? Yeah. So he said, Sean says that Envy eats the wrong kind of scones. Ooh, nice. So Will Tool, though, so he as far as MV says, he says we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He says, at least until I meet him in the World Series. Nice. There we go.
Look at all these people that are posting their rosters on Field of Dreams already.
So quickly,
you guys gotta get to work, man.
Todd B says, I'm sorry, I have to put this up. He says, plus picking on him, he takes the heat off Ken. Nice.
Oh my God.
I have to say that a lot of the spirit, the fun, right? So there's three people that really kind of started that, at least in this channel. And so when you're lucky enough on this channel to have Ken Castro, Clinton Parks, and Todd B at the same time, it just there we go. Yeah. Right. It's there. I think Clinton probably took off a while ago, but when these three are here at the same time, forget it. It all bets are off. But now it's translated, because then you got Big Clue and MV and Steve Tate, right? Steve Tate comes off as kind of like, sort of this mellow dude, but Steve Tate, man, he can zing you big time, and we'd love him for it. We'd love him for it. So, for the 23 of you, so all 24 of us, it's going to be a lot of fun. And hopefully, you
my
know, this thing's going to grow from here. Even I mean, but I don't think anybody expected 24 people. I didn't. I thought, hey, you know, we get 14, that'd be great. But
Hey, Ken, I've got a question for cousin Ken. Is Wales a big net exporter of corn?
oh man, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Oh,
That
man.
guy that was a nice big pause there.
Yeah, sorry.
Sean giving a laugh there. He's loving it. Legend says that Steve
Sean knows
loves
what
the
it's
pitch for
about.
you to hit.
Yeah.
So that dynamic can
Because
happen.
MV has said he's a lover of certain agricultural products.
A lover of agriculture.
Yeah.
So the other thing, MV, and what was it in the Shanks League? The way he was naming the save files. It was a little bit like you had to have like a shower after you just read it. The big, what was it,
Oh,
Big
God.
Daddy or something? And because I tried to change it to something else, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like the way, and he would talk about so the player Jack Glasscock, right? And he knows the name,
And he kept calling him Small Cock.
Jack Small Cock, and then he would go on about my man Chicky, right? Chick Stall.
Yeah.
And so Ken Castro answering your question, he says, I would imagine, Big Clue, most of my content comes from Cyprus. Legend says compost is an agricultural product. Nice, Legends. It's good to have Legends involved. Legends, of course, you guys know he's still working on the Madden file for his football project, and he's doing a tournament right now as he's still working on all of that. And Franchise Stars Baseball League Season 3 will be coming up. That's I don't want to say imminent, but soon. Yeah. So we got 22 folks in here hanging out, watching. Please subscribe to all these great channels, Steve Chase channel, to Legend Sports Universe, to even Dwayne Martz, if you have to. No, to Dwayne Martz.
Want to say that?
Yeah.
See that coming,
You're hurting me here. Yeah, you hurt me over here. Hey, no, Dwayne. Dwayne is a good guy. He's a good guy. And all these channels.
That MV treats Dwayne like a zoo exhibit. MV seems to be so bedazzled by Dwayne's accent. He told me just yesterday, the day before. He says, that's the first time I've ever heard a real Southerner. And he goes, that's not what I expected at all. Dwayne's almost nice, kind of.
Darn.
I mean, Southerners are nice.
Yeah, I think they're some of the nicest people in the world. Southern hospitality and all.
That steal shortstops. Yeah. So sorry about that, Dwayne. No, I'm not. Legend says as soon as he can, he may need a couple of days off. He's been working heavily on projects and may need a day or two to refresh the batteries. Completely understand. You and Steve Tate, you guys are you guys talked about Robert being a machine, which he is. These two guys. Yeah. You imagine Legends and Steve Tate collaborating on something deep statistically, which they probably are not telling us. That's frightening. I mean, the world could blow up. They go deeply. I mean, think about it. Legends is having MLB The Show do something that what he's doing in that league that San Diego Studios never anticipated, and he's making it happen and making it's believable. Right? I mean, so games like Out of the Park Baseball, you can do pretty much what he's doing, or in a way, Action PC Baseball or whatever, but. Because those are first and foremost baseball text sims, right, that we're used to. But I think what Legends is doing on a game on the PlayStation 5 and getting so deep into it, he deserves huge rate just as much as the things that Steve has done too. And the community's all the better for having these guys in here. And Big Clue, got to add you into it, man. The way you handling everything. That's why this is going to be fun. I've had the privilege of being with these guys. For the previous leagues like this, and it's so much fun. It's amazing. So, I just wanted to get that in. Who, me?
Yeah.
For you?
No, because I know you don't have a minute for me. But if I tell 007 to come in here, can you show him how to set up a little bit of rosters on Action PC?
Yeah, there you go.
Does he have Action PC? I don't think he has it.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't have it.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, because he's over in.
He just wants. I think
Discord.
I think he needs probably someone to like probably organize all his
Yeah, I
four
can do that
teams
for
and
him.
put it in for like all another
Once,
people to pick. Like,
yeah, once the rosters are set out and Steve exports them to everybody. Yep.
no, but what he's saying is he doesn't know. He needs help like being able to pick his roster. Like, yeah, I don't think he has the. I don't know if my guess is he's probably asking to see if anybody has any like. So
I
he
thought
wants,
when he meant set up his rosters, talking about setting it up for lefty righty splits and how he wants his rotation and stuff
Well, I
like
think,
that.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
you're
because
probably right. Okay, maybe you're
yeah,
right.
what he's fairly new to baseball.
That's what I was
in
thinking,
some
yeah.
respects. So,
Yeah.
because I know he's asked me some. Well, no, because he's asked me some questions about some terminology and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I took it when he
so-
said set up roster. I thought he already had the roster, just wants to set it up.
Yeah,
Well,
We can absolutely
While
help.
we
him.
ask him, like, well,
yeah. I mean, we could do that. We could bring that up and just bring up just a team, and you got what? Maybe one thing that would help him is we could just bring up Action PC Baseball, that's and just show him, okay, this is why we're putting this guy up or whatever. We could do that.
Is he in the chat now?
Yeah, I'm telling him to come over to the YouTube channel.
There we go. Legend says, I've never wanted to be part of a club that would have me as a member. Nice.
Yeah. I think that all the time. I remember that quote all the time about this group. But yep, if the shoe fits, right?
Absolutely. All right, we'll just quick play this because
I'm proud to wear it.
wow, boy, that exploded. This was a close game all the way through. All right. Anyhow, yep.
Why does that game say 2015 St. Louis 2015?
It's that was just the version of this particular file. This is All-Time Great Players Volume 1.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, it's not. Like, so this
Not,
is
yeah.
All right, so let's jump out of here and we'll bring up Action PC Baseball, and we'll do the whole lineup thing. We can all kind of contribute. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to put words in his mouth. My guess is I don't know if he needs help. Like,
you want me to read
all
off
the different team rosters together, so he can pick his own roster. I don't know. Maybe we'll see what he maybe he has all that stuff.
You want me to read off his teams for him?
Well, I mean, what I was going to do is just, because I thought if it was talking about just lineups in general, just pick a team without a lineup here. And I mean, I've got this Baseball Classic 1970s.
Probably at work right now.
Oh, okay.
Might not be able to join the call.
Yeah, we'll see what Dwayne has to say here.
He hasn't answered me yet.
Scoundrel. Yeah. Well, he's probably at the turn, the river, the flop. So.
Yeah.
Are the boats
maybe
open tonight?
What's that?
Are the boats open tonight?
Oh God, casinos. Whew, about it. So, boy, so much to look forward to in this league. It's going to be so much fun.
I know.
Have you and Steve decided what you want the broadcast kind of schedule to be? Because that went off the rails a little bit before, right?
Yeah, but we are going to regulate that. That won't be settled until Steve comes back from vacation.
Okay, great.
So, yeah,
cool.
All right,
nice. And we have dead air.
Yeah, like I say, he hasn't answered me yet, Beatles.
Okay,
he's probably at work. He might have just been on a break and just put that thing in there. But so I wouldn't expect him. Probably, I know the guy works like some ridiculous hours, so I wouldn't expect anything probably till later on or tomorrow or something. But
I know he's off tomorrow.
Yeah, so there you go.
I feel like I would work ridiculous hours. They want me to come in like 5 days a damn week. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but he works like 4 hours away. He has to
and they won't pay me if I don't show up. That's the real weird
yeah,
bastards, right? I know.
I just was off for 3 months practically, and now they expect me to work 3 months.
I'm just disappointed in the U.S. labor movement. I mean, they got the 5-day work week and they gave up.
Well, you know what happened there, Big Lou?
For the 4th day,
You know what happened with the 5 days working and 2 days off? The boss comes into the first time and has an employee. The first time it ever happened, and he comes in, and he's like, I'm thinking of a 5 and 2 work week. And the guy says, okay, I'll work Monday through Friday. And I was like, you dumb fuck. I was thinking work 2 days a week and all 5, but if you're willing to come in, I'll fucking let you. That's what happened. Dumbass. Ain't
Yeah,
nobody in their right mind would have done that on purpose.
Oh, right. I wish FedEx would let us do 4 10 because I do 10-hour, I would do 4 10-hour days. I'd be so I would do I would actually do 3. I would actually do 3 14-hour days if I could do that.
I did that at Staples. No
I'd
way
do
I'd
it.
want to do that in prison. It's a long enough 8 hours.
No,
but I did it at Staples. Time flew.
So, Dwayne, and when you were
Hey,
in
David,
prison, you have to be there 24/7. I mean,
no, they let me out on good behavior.
oh, there you go.
anybody wants to join? There's the link. Welcome in, David Lando. No, Dwayne, your job, that's a whole, no, I wouldn't want to do something like that. What you do.
I work about 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
I go in around 6:30 and get off at 4.
Yeah. So and I mean, we do, so like Cousin Ken and Bernie, these guys, I mean, but you guys earned it, but you got to understand we are a bit jealous because you guys can just like, get up, roll up some ball today, roll up some baseball games. And we're like,
I'll trade you my age for your job.
Yeah. Beatles, knowing
no, I just want to play baseball all day. That's all. What's that? Big clue?
Every day, just a little bit of the money that my employer's supposed to pay me for doing the work I do for them. Some of that money goes to Ken so he can stay home today. So
Can I ask a
we have a
question?
wonderful system. I can't wait till my kids pay for me to stay home. So
Well, I don't have any kids, so I'm screwed.
I want to ask a question.
That I know of.
I could look this up, but I'm sure one of you brilliant guys can answer the question.
complete silence.
I know what OPS is. What's OPS plus?
It's OPS compared to the league average and factoring out park effects. That's the short answer. So anytime you see plus, that means adjusted. A 100 means exactly league average. Anything above that is better than league average. Anything below that is below league average. So just to let you know, so if it says a 120 OPS plus, that means his OPS was 20% better than the rest of the league.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Same thing with ERA. Same thing with ERA plus.
After they take out the park effect into consideration. So
here's something else that will help, guys. If you're jumping around and getting lost in the sabermetric soup. Oh, there we go. Okay. So when you go to Baseball Reference, when you hover over any of these statistical things, it will actually give you what it means.
Yep.
If that helps.
Yeah.
And then you can click on it and get a more detailed article. So
they also
just
have
as a little helper
page where they tell you how things are calculated if you want to get that deep into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and then if you want to pay for StatHead, that is even a crazier rabbit hole, which I love, by the way.
Yep.
StatHead. Anyhow. So yeah, Legends says, I just want to be able to create projects and broadcast and be paid for that. Tell you what though, Legends, you've got a super cool job. You're an editor, which is awesome. And your job is to edit all this great sports and follow everything. And I think there's a lot of guys that would kill to have your job. And tell you what though, you're a hell of a broadcaster. I'm sure you're a wonderful writer, or you wouldn't be an editor, but you definitely missed your calling. I think your broadcasts. That's why I love listening to you and Chris Slovic, especially. No knock on Dwayne or anybody else, but you guys sound like real baseball broadcasters. Blows my mind.
So you were damning with faint praise, telling him that he's wasted his life on the wrong career?
No, I did. Did I not say he's an editor? And I'm sure he's an excellent writer.
He said he missed his calling.
Well, but I do. I think and again, I've never seen any of Legends' work or anything. I also know, and I've mentioned this to you guys, he's an excellent musician, and I'd love to collaborate with him on something someday. I was very, very privileged. He had shared with me a song that he had written.
Well, Ken, that's why you should have been in my corner instead of his.
Why don't you create a song for MV?
Legends, yes. Oh, please. We can add it to the league file instead of having the national anthem when the game starts. Oh my God, that would be
like
awesome.
I said, Tessie,
we should do it.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Oh man, this would be great. Legends, we got to do it.
That's so awesome.
It would be amazing. So cousin Ken, now he's firing shots at me. So all right. So what am I gonna do here? No. Love cousin Ken. So
Ken,
everybody,
I think he started it, Ken.
who started it?
I rolled 10
Who
hours
started
today.
it?
How
Now-
did I
now we got
start?
an
You started
owl
it
in here.
You
Who?
you started it by stealing Hannes Wagner, you bum, after all your bullshit last night about integrity.
Right. I did have
Oh, my
integrity.
God.
I didn't lie to you and say I would not take the 1904 Pirates.
Dude,
True.
you're
Hey,
sorry.
That's true. You may be a bad sport, Dwayne, but at least you're not a liar. Yeah, I
Exactly.
gotta give you that. Yeah.
All right,
Thank
you're
you, Big
you know
Lou.
what? You're what we say in Italian. You're a jadrul. All right, yeah. So there you are.
Uh-oh.
My
Go look
word
it
is
up.
my oath, man. I would not lie to you and
I
tell you
would be
wouldn't do
happy
it.
to look it up, but I don't know how to spell it. In the least.
Ken knows. He knows enough Italian, right? Because he knows Portuguese. He knows what I said.
Yeah.
So after all your bullshit about integrity is this group's slogan. Well, hey, we live by it. We're outlaws. Come on, all of us. So just quick question for everybody. I mean, whether you want to type it in chat or talk about it here. Overall, how do you guys feel about your the teams that you picked or whatever? What are you guys thinking? What's your feeling going into
I
it?
felt good in Shanks, and then freaking MV kicked my ass in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I feel everybody's gonna love
Short
playing
series.
against me.
Short series. Again, small sample size. Anything can happen in the playoffs. It's not. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just the way it is. So don't take it to heart.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah,
I
I
say
mean, I
that I
felt
got
good in Shanks,
stuck,
so I don't
what
know.
do I know? So
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
mean-
saying I'm going to. I think my team should be competitive. I'm not predicting to win the division or nothing crazy like
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
I
I
should
know
be
I'm not
competitive.
going to.
Yeah. I
So
should be competitive.
So Legend saying he likes his squad because he likes a lot of the players. How they play is a crapshoot, absolutely. Because
yes.
even any sort of league in Legends, you've said this many times in your Legend Sports universe. We've said it on projects we've done all over here too. Right? Somebody's got to lose, unfortunately. And I think it's cool. Mike, you said something that I think. What was it you said about people are going to like?
No, I said I said I don't know about me, but people are gonna love playing against my team. I mean,
And then he wins the
it's fine.
division.
We'll see what happens.
In-
I mean, no,
in a
I'm
league
excited
like this-
anyway. Either way, I'm just, we'll see what happens.
Small things matter, especially in a league like this, because again, every pitcher win. For every win, there's a loss on the other side of the ledger.
Yeah,
For every
exactly.
run scored, the other team had a run allowed. So
Yeah. Everybody, yeah.
it's just the nature of the sport.
Pete Falcone, I haven't heard that name in
and
years.
some team has to lose whenever.
Yeah, not
two-
everybody's going to play up to all their stats because somebody's
Yeah.
going to have. Most of the players are really good, and not all
Yeah.
of them will be able to do very good together.
Anyone Beatles
Yeah.
channels does Walter Johnson get compared to Pete Falcone?
Exactly. Right.
Unlike
Did we
certain other
decide?
sports, the more games we play, the more things are likely to be in the middle, right? Versus
Did we decide if we were doing 25 or 30-man active roster?
30. Isn't it 30?
No,
Is it-
the roster
Oh,
is
it's 25.
30.
The roster's 30.
25 are active until September, and then the whole 30. So yeah, I guess
Okay.
go ahead and designate which
Oh, I didn't know
25
that.
are on opening day.
Shit.
Yeah.
So we're going to have.
Shit.
So we need to knock 5
Oh,
guys
yeah.
off this roster.
No, just list 5 of them as reserves.
Oh, I didn't know
Can
that.
we bring them up and down at will?
I wouldn't say at will, but yeah, you can.
What
bring
Will
them-
ever do to you? He's a nice guy.
Who?
I'm sorry. Will Toole. You said you bring him up and down at will. What did he do to you? He went to bed. He can't
Oh,
even.
my God.
Now Bernie's turned into a scoundrel. I never thought it would happen.
Well, I've got this outfield problem. Can you imagine? There's only
Mike
3
has an outfield problem. He doesn't have one.
There's
I don't
only
know.
3 outfield positions. I've got Ryan Braun, Al Oliver, Wally Post, Veda Pinson, Mike Cameron, Bobby Bonds, and Frank Robinson.
You have an outfield problem.
That's
Didn't
a
Steve
problem.
have something like that too in one of the Shanks, right? He
Yeah.
I've got to squeeze this guy in or something. I forget. Yeah.
That
You want to trade one of those to me, or
sounds like something MV would say.
the other positions, it's obvious who's going to start and who's going to be reserved, but
Oh,
the
gotcha.
outfield is ridiculous. I'd like to rotate them, but if I can't do that, I got to trade them.
Well, you
So
could,
how
like,
many guys are like as you're looking at your rosters? And no inside information, just for sake of conversation. So as you guys are looking over your rosters, not only looking for trade bait, but are you also starting to make decisions about what guys you're going to keep and move forward and or move backward? Are
I
you
did that
kind
when
of
I was
thinking that way?
drafting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I
I
did
think
that as
that's,
soon as I was
imagine
drafting.
that's definitely in people's minds when they were drafting in
Yeah.
some cases. Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing. I'm not. There's no way in hell I'm going to be keeping 15 players from this team.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
What about
you
you,
know,
Clue? Do you think you're going
Depends
to
on
keep
what you get
15?
next year.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
Oh, I'm positive I will keep 15. How many of them will be because I think they'll be good next year versus how many of them is because I think down the road I want to keep them? I
Mhm.
don't know. I haven't. I honestly haven't looked at my roster yet tonight.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's a whole other.
I know that
analysis.
more certain I will be cutting guys from my 30 in the next day or two that I won't be happy about cutting, but that's
Mhm.
just the nature of the thing. So I'll be looking to trade, possibly to avoid that. But anyway.
We should have a trade block room or something.
Oh
Something where we
yeah. Well, Steve was going to do a sub forum on
yeah.
Baseball Geek Squad for trades only, so that would be a good place to post that.
Well, just to say, hey, I'm willing to trade these guys. Anybody have any, I'm looking for this position. Anybody have, can we match up on anything,
Yeah,
So.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
So yeah, and then we have legends talking about Pedro turning back the clock. The big reason he took the 2008 Mets over the 1904 Naps.
He needs to
Buckshot
wait like 4 or 5 years, 3 or 4 years for that to happen. I mean,
but you know what? The draft pool and season 2 is going to be huge because you're going to have all the guys that have been cut, right? Because we can only keep 15, so they're going to get thrown back into the draft pool plus the new seasons. The new years that are going to be available and stuff. It's going to get crazy.
So I got a question here.
Yes,
sorry.
we are, Sean. Yes. 5 guys are going to be reserves.
So
right?
just say, all right, so Legends has the 2008 Pedro Martinez, right?
Mhm.
And just say, for the sake of argument, next season, 2004 is one of the seasons, and he ends up drafting the Red Sox. Could he actually use the Pedro Martinez from the 2004 because he has both of them? Could he just?
No.
Oh.
He could only use the 2004 Pedro if he cuts the Pedro he has in his roster.
Right. No, that's what I mean. I'm saying not. I don't mean to have both Pedros on the same time.
Yeah. But see, before the draft, he would have to cut that player.
Oh.
Yeah. See, so then there's no guarantee he could, and he'd have to waste his draft pick on. Let me try to get Pedro back, but at a better season.
I see.
So that's absolutely a strategy. But there's no guarantee, you can't just easily transition. No,
I mean the chances of that happening are probably very little. But if it
because how many other people are going to go? Oh, Pedro Martinez is on the 2004
yeah.
Red Sox.
Yeah, exactly.
So Will,
whatever 99 or whatever it could be.
Will asking, how's the draft pool going to work if all the guys that have been caught are thrown in? Think of it as free agency. I guess would probably be the best way, right?
It'll work exactly how tonight worked. The only difference is that some of the guys on the real life team are already going to be holdovers on the Field of Dreams rosters. And if they are, then it's like they didn't ever play for that team when you draft the team. So if I'll use myself. So tonight I drafted the 78 Milwaukee Brewers. Let's say that we had a season of Field of Dreams before this, and somebody has Robin Yount on their team. I draft the 78 Brewers, but I know Robin Yount's already on somebody else's team. So when I pick the 78 Brewers, Robin Yount won't be one of the guys I can have in my pool.
Jamie asks, so for the next draft year, we will add teams from 2 new seasons, and all the players cut this year will be in a draft 2. That's what he's asking.
Yes, yeah. So in other words, the vast majority of guys from this year will be available again next year. So each of us have about 120 players to form our roster from, right? So out of that, we're only keeping 30 for the season. So that's 90 out of 120 that are going back into the pool. And then on top of that, the 30 we keep, half of those guys are going back into the pool at the season's end. So only keeping 15 guys per team with 24 teams, watch my math real slow here, is not a lot of guys, it's 300 something guys being held over. Everybody else out of the 3,700 players is back in the pool, plus new players from the new seasons. So the pool is only going to get bigger. We will not have a shortage of players to draft. So if that's the concern.
But when you say back in the pool, this is where I get confused. So when you say back in the pool, you mean
Meaning
that
eligible to be
meaning
drafted.
they're eligible for any other season.
For
not,
any season that's in the pool. We have 5 seasons in the pool,
Yes.
right? Call it the eligibility pool. I need to come up with a name for it, right? The eligibility pool. So the eligibility pool is the seasons we can draft from. Any player from those who's in those seasons can be drafted and start in one of those seasons, except players who are already on one of our rosters.
Right.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, all right, so we have all these 5 seasons, and you're saying that if whoever we don't for the next season, whoever we don't, the 15 guys or whatever that we cut, they go back. You say they go back, so they go back in this pool, but they can't really be picked up, but just on like singularly. They can't be like they have to be.
No,
Pick the team.
The draft will always be a draft of a team. It will not be
Yes,
draft.
exactly. So what I'm saying is that we're not going to be redrafting the 2008 season and the 1961 season again, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can if
Yes.
you want.
Oh,
Yes,
you're saying that those seasons will always be available.
as
for
well
draft?
as the new seasons. Yeah.
Oh, well, who's going to manage all that? Who's going to say, oh, well,
That's
Well,
what I
okay.
said.
I'm volunteering to do the work. Do you have a
Wow.
problem with me doing the work to make your life easier? Okay, yeah.
no, I just think
No, and we appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I said. That's a lot of
That's
work.
what I'm saying. So all
and
of the
every year is gonna be
complicated
more and more
part
and more.
is on me,
Oh, yeah.
So that's
So I'm just saying every season is going to be more. It's going to be compounded. Every season
Mhm.
we have the.
you're exactly right. That's
Yep.
why I haven't gotten to my team tonight since the draft, and I'm not complaining. It's because I'm going in here right now, making sure that I know, based on the draft order, which teams have priority over the multi-team players.
Yeah.
So that when I review the rosters over the next couple of days or week, I'm not making any mistakes, and I can accurately go, oh, okay, you're good to go, or hey, this change needs to be made, and then you're good to go. So that kind of thing. And once I have this done, and once we're set for opening day, all I have to do with this information, I just keep the file, and then at the end of the season, when Steve randomly determines, hey, we're going to add these 3 new years to the season pool, I'll just bring in that data for the players for that as well, and I'm already set up. And then all we need at that point is you guys to tell us which 15 you're keeping, or like you said, if you're keeping 10 or 5 or whatever. Somebody can keep 0 players if you want. That's fine. But
Big
then
clue. I've
we
got
do this all over again the way we did it.
a question. Let's
Yeah.
say someone else other than myself got the 1978 Red Sox.
Okay.
And next year, they can only keep 15 players on that roster. Let's say they keep all 15 players that were on that 78 Red Sox.
Okay.
And so if I draft the 78 Red Sox the next season, it's whatever that roster is less the 15 players, correct?
That's right. And so to use that specific example, that would make the 78 Red Sox a less desirable team to draft, wouldn't it?
It sure would.
Yeah. So just, again, I can't account, what we're trying to do is provide options and flexibility to you guys. What I can't provide is something that makes any one person's team better.
No, right.
That's up to the combination of decisions and
Boy,
luck.
that's a lot of work.
It is like what I'm saying is like right now for this draft we had baseball. We all had baseball reference to look at and said, hey, yeah, these are the rosters for A, B, and C. Next season we're gonna need like a modified roster for all these seasons.
No. Number one, all you guys are going to need to decide. Well, let me rephrase it. We will provide. Here is a list of all of the protected players that remain on the rosters. Right. So that's going to be 300 to 400 players maximum. Here's this. All right. And then the other thing you need to know is which years can you draft from? which is the 5 years we use tonight, plus let's say 3 more. So, and then the only other piece of information that we're going to provide or that you need to know will be, what the draft order is again. And it's the same thing. So you would have,
is that going to be based on record?
It'll be in reverse order of standing. So, so Mike, if your team finishes last, you would get the first overall pick in the draft next year.
Okay.
Yeah. And by the way, subsequent drafts will not be snake drafts like tonight. First pick will get first pick in each round. So,
well, thank
so
you.
You're not gonna know, Will, who's available before the draft because, right? I mean, Big Clue, maybe you can.
Okay.
You're one of the commissioners, man. So
yeah, no. So if you're like me and you obsess over this stuff as a player, like I will as a player. So at some point during the next 2 months, while other people are simming the games, I'll get curious and I'm going to go look and make myself a list of who are the best players that got cut when people made their rosters. And so I'm going to mentally know, or whatever on my own from research, these teams will be teams I might think about drafting again next time if I get the chance. We won't know all of them because we're not going to determine the new seasons we add to it until in between the seasons. So let's say I'll use real world examples. So we have this year, we have 1904, 1944, 1961, 1978, and 2008. So let's say that in addition to those, we randomly pick, 1921, 1937, and 1989. Okay. So that'll be 8 seasons to pick from. The 3 seasons have all new rosters, mostly untouched by, those players are mostly not already in our league, right? But the seasons that we've already got, that's where most of the guys in our league are going to come from. So everybody will get to pick a team from any of those 8 seasons, but we won't know. Nobody will know, like say 1989 is one of the new seasons for next year until right before that happens. Just like this year. We just told you 3-4 days before the actual draft. Here's what the seasons are going to be. Start doing your research. So,
okay.
Well, thank you very much because that's a lot of work. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, my pleasure. Again, my concern is just keeping it accurate and then making things easy in the sense for Steve and I that it's timely, so that we don't drag the draft out longer. We don't want you guys to wait on us. We're here to wait on you. That's
thank you. Anyway, listen, I got to run, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bernie.
Yeah.
Enjoyable day. Very much. Had a great time. Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. So Doug, your question is kind of unclear. So nothing's dumb, but it's unclear. So I guess so. You're asking how you get your rosters. Do you have Action PC Baseball? Are you asking that, or I'm not sure what you're asking, so Big Clue can help you. It says
okay. So Doug, you drafted 4 teams. You can go Google on the internet from Baseball Reference or whatever website you want what rosters each of those 4 teams had the year in question. Write them down. I don't care. Put them in a spreadsheet, however you want to do it. But then you look at those 4 team rosters that way. And then you could make a Microsoft Word document or whatever you want to do, or just type them in. But post in the Discord that here's the 30 players I chose from those 4 rosters. Is that what you meant by?
Because I was thinking of that, or getting his rosters. Because then what will happen is after the league, although you guys, right? So you'll get your rosters, and if you have Action PC Baseball, you can play them on your own. They won't be official, but So Steve and Big Clue will post all the rosters once they're approved and everything, and then everybody will have the league file will be available, not the official one, but with all the rosters, and then you can just play out, do weekend, whatever. So I'm not sure if that's what you meant. Hey, Texags.
Yeah, no. What you don't do, you don't put your roster together in the game if you own all the seasons and then send that to us, because that wouldn't be part of the league file. Steve will enter Steve enters every single player in the league, individually one at a time into the league file to begin with. He does that. Nobody else needs to do anything like that for their team whatsoever. You just need to give Steve the list of which players are on your team, and he'll do that. And then once he's set up the league file, everybody will have access to that for basically if you want to play exhibition games, or if you just want to use it for reference, like, oh, maybe I want to trade. Well, what's this guy's defensive rating that I'm thinking of trading for? That kind of thing. So, and you can have fun with it. You can go see the league file. Several of us still have the league file from the past Shanks leagues, and you can get an idea if you have Action PC. You don't even have to own Action PC to participate in this. So there's no work in terms of simming games or anything like that on your
and just to have fun too, if you have them, other games, so like Out of the Park Baseball. If you look back, and I'll do it again because I'm going to be putting a master player database in, so you could actually do a mass import into Out of the Park Baseball and just have fun with it. Digital Diamond, so anything that has pretty much all the seasons, and again, I'm going to be posting a second free game, so like in Pure Sim. And strategy baseball, you could recreate this entire league in there if you have baseball for Windows, whatever. So the league file will be there. Obviously, if you have Action PC, that's going to be the easiest to do it. But you don't need Action PC. I know I'm going off on a tangent here. You don't need Action PC to be in this league. So.
No. To put your roster, I mean, you can go get if you've got a hardback copy of the baseball encyclopedia, right? And a special notebook, you can come up with your teams that way. So
Doug, what happens is you're saying here, just to so what you're doing is because as Big Clue said, we're always drafting. It's always by year, team, whatever. So you're creating now your own draft pool. So and the other Shanks leagues that we did and McGreevy, it was just this large draft pool that everybody was choosing from. Now from those 4 teams, Doug, you're essentially now doing your own draft, or you're doing whatever. You're creating a team out of those 120 players. You're going to pick 30 guys, 25 active, 5 reserves.
Yeah, you're creating a custom draft pool just for you, basically.
John has a question that's been throwing everybody off here, Big Clue. It's a good question. So what if a player played on 2 teams in the same year? Who gets that player on their team? So, I mean, you answered this before, but maybe answering it again.
Yeah, cool. He says from the teams I picked for each of my teams. So if you got 2 teams, like if you got, let me give you again a real world example. So if you picked the 1961 Boston Red Sox and you picked the 1978 Boston Red Sox, you have Carl Yastrzemski on both teams. So you have Carl Yastrzemski. Nobody else does. That's obvious. But you could then choose to start Yastrzemski at 61 or at 78. If that's what you're asking.
Well, he's asking, he says played on 2 teams in the same year. Who gets that player on their team is what he's asking.
So I'll go over this again because maybe he wasn't in the chat at the time. So Gene Garber, 1978. Was with the
Buckshot
Braves and the Phillies. You draft, let's say, the Phillies from 78, and I draft the Braves from 78. So we both have Gene Garber. The person who gets Gene Garber is whichever one of us drafted that particular team first in the draft. Just like any draft in any league, whoever picks a player first gets the player. It's the same principle. So if I draft a team that has that player on it, I've got the rights to that player before somebody else who does the same.
Buckshot, I have the link there. Go ahead and click it and jump on, and we'll get you in the broadcast. You can ask some questions, of course. Yeah. As long as Big Clue is fine, No.
I'll answer questions as whatever questions you got. I want to make sure people are clear.
Buckshot, you're on. You're on with us. Welcome in.
Now, John, was that your question? The second one, my second answer to that?
He says, got you. Thanks.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Buckshot, you want to say hi so we can hear you?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me or not?
Perfect.
Yeah. Welcome on.
Hey, man.
How y'all doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Pretty good.
All right.
Hold on. I'm getting echo for some reason.
You gotta mute.
Just mute YouTube.
Yeah, I
Okay.
apologize, by the way, tonight if I sound. I'm not trying to be short with anybody or anything. I need to get. In fact, let me go get a glass of water. I'm a little parched, so
All right.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I'm hoping I can ask him some simple questions that may help also other people understand a little bit better on how. I think most people are having problems with the off season, so hopefully my questions will clear up some of that.
Oh yeah, and again, we have saying in education that if one person voices a question, at least 5 others have that same question. They just haven't. So
Yeah,
simple, complex, whatever.
and
Thanks for coming on, man.
yeah. Before you ask,
No, I appreciate you letting me.
reiterate this. We will be again. We will cover the next off season before it happens. So as we get closer to that, we will be going over this stuff with again examples and answering these questions because we want everybody to be comfortable about what's happening or about to happen. There's no reason to again, this stuff isn't that stressful. The complicated part of this league for people who are playing in it isn't the rules, it's the number of choices you have. And so it's it's the strategies that make it, I don't want to say overwhelming, but I guess could make it overwhelming. Anything I can do to answer questions or help alleviate any stress about that, so you're more comfortable about what knowing what you need to do, have at it. So what are your questions, sir? Shoot.
So on the off season, we had already discussed. Let's just say Willie Mays, for instance. The person who has Willie Mays now maybe decides they don't want to keep him, so they have the right to him originally, but now they've said no, I'm not going to keep him.
Yep.
So he's locked onto the team that they've picked at that time. So now he's back into the pool, so to speak. But let's say that Willie Mays, the team that he's on, doesn't pop up in the off season for someone to choose him again. So can he come back at a future date? First of all, can he miss a couple seasons and then come back later on?
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, in the example of Willie Mays, I wouldn't expect that to happen because
no, right, but I'm just using somebody as an example for the question.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So if a guy falls off your roster because he aged out, either older or younger, he gets to his last season in that direction and he ages out, or because you decide I don't want him anymore, I'm going to cut him, I've got other priorities, he's back in the free agent pool. At that point, any draft, anybody can draft a team that has him at any time. So in this case, anyone who drafts the 61 Giants would be able to add him to their team in a future draft.
Okay. Will Toole asked a question. I think I understand what he's trying to ask, so I'm going to try and ask the same, hopefully what he's looking for. In the offseason, new teams come in. Obviously, there may be some doppelgangers on there, some carryovers.
Yeah.
Are you? I mean, we are going to need the people. I guess what's going to happen is that people that are drafting are either going to have to do a lot more investigation. Are we going to have a list? Are you going to send out a list of the teams and say, hey, these are the people that are not available on this team because they're already in the league?
Yeah, I a couple minutes ago I said that we will provide.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
No. We'll provide a list of all the players that are on rosters. Those are the only players out of and then here's the seasons that are in the draft pool. You can draft any team from any season, and if you draft the team, you can add the players from that team. The only exception is if a player's on a roster. So we'll provide the list of here's the players that everybody kept on their roster. So which is a maximum of 15 per team.
Right. So then it's up to that
everyone else will be available.
So if I'm looking at, say, the 1974 Pirates, I've got to look and see who kept any players that are on other teams that may now be on that team.
That's correct. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
And
so let's use this as an example. I mean, it won't be 1974 next year because
I understand. Again, I'm just using a lot.
Let's say that it is. So you're drafting 1974. Well, you're already thinking, yeah, right? Is Stargell on there? Who else is on there and stuff? But because we'll have sent you the list. Oh, Beatles kept Willie Stargell from last season. So whoever else is on the team that I do get, Willie Stargell won't be one of them. But anyone who's not on the list, anyone who's not protected, you can go ahead and grab off of a drafted team.
Okay. And then my last question is kind of a selfish one. Is there a way I can go on a Action PC and dump and take the 4 teams I picked and dump those players into one roster in order to sort it and look
Yeah,
through it.
Beatles, could you show him how you've got Action PC up right now, don't you?
Yep.
You could
Super
show
easy.
him how to
Yep.
create a mini league.
Yep.
Yeah, if you
Yep.
own the
Yep.
disc, go ahead.
Yeah. So guys, keep asking questions and stuff, and while we're doing this, be glad to do that.
Again, I want to make sure people's questions get answered to their satisfaction. So
Right.
And I honestly don't mind answering the same question over and over again. It's just I'm pointing out, hey, just like if I had it in a written document, you'd say, hey, this question. I go, yeah, it's on the page before that. We just skipped it, so for reference. But I'm believe me, I'm not testy about any of these questions.
Well, I asked some of the questions I asked also, like I said, is just to try and help other people understand, clarify some things. And when I use examples like Willie Mays, obviously nobody's going to dump him, but I'm just throwing out examples on.
I find that the Gene Garber one I've used over and over for the last 2 or 3 days, because again, an actual example I think is very helpful to illustrate what we're talking about. So if people, I know now that the draft is over, if people have specific examples in mind with their questions, feel free to mention them, because, again, if it helps illustrate it for just one person, then it's well worth it.
So there's a couple ways you can do what you want to do here. So you can create it. You can create this as a draft league. So I'll show you that first. Okay, and then for team names, just select here. Now, again, Buckshot, you may already know how to do this, so I'm kind of just going through for anybody. To show
Actually, I don't. That's why I'm looking to. Yeah.
Okay, this is where you really, really get into the rabbit hole of Action PC baseball. All right,
Dave, I'll answer your question in a minute. Let's let Beatles do this, and I'll get to you.
Oh, that's okay. I'm going to actually just, if you guys can see here. Go ahead, please, Big Clue. We can do. We can.
I have that. By the way, since we're asking for IT help, a couple months ago, YouTube started popping this up in the chat. I have this little red heart icon in the lower right of the.
I
chat.
hate that thing. I
can't. So I can't read what's to the far right of the most recent thing. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. There, boom.
So if a player has an OPS plus an adjusted OPS of 103. What is the percentage better than average? Okay. What that means is that he is 3% better than average. Again, league average is 100. And one thing to keep in mind is when they talk about league average, they mean the league he played in, not the major leagues combined. There's no such thing as, well, there is, but nobody talks about the major league average. Players in the National League perform in a National League context. Players in the American League perform in an American League context. So a 103 OPS plus means, let's say that's David Ortiz in 2009. So David Ortiz was 3% better than the league average hitter in the American League that season. That's after neutralizing all hitters for their ballpark. So you're taking the ballpark out of the equation. That's what that means. And conversely, if it says, 3% below league average would be a 97 OPS plus.
So were you watching this, or do you need me to explain this, Buckshot, all these steps I just went through?
Yeah, it might be easier to know the steps. Action PC can be quite confusing when you're first getting into it.
It sure can. Okay, so what I've done here is I've created a draft league. So right now, this is actually just playable as it is. Whatever you can see. We click on the New York Giants, but you can see there's nobody here. There's nobody here. So what I've done here is, this is just a quick dirty thing. If you just want to bring in, some teams that you already have, just so the steps are same with 4 teams, and I'll show you how to do it with 4 teams. Yeah. So right now, this is a draft league. Okay. And if I go into the database here, you can see that there's nobody on these teams, right? So everybody's available to draft. Okay. So this is one way to do it. And I can just go through that. But what you want to do is actually even a little bit simpler. Okay. So let me talk through the steps this time. So if we can go back to this if you want, but for now, what you want to do is just go up to utilities and you just create a new blank league is what you do. Okay. So new blank league, and we'll just call this Buckshot 2. All right. Create a folder. Okay. So this league contains only free agents. To create or import teams, select rosters. Super, super simple. So there's nobody in here. If we go to that encyclopedia, there's no existing database yet. So we're going to build that. Okay. So what we do is we're going to go to rosters and we're going to pick, I'm just going to pick some teams. All right. I have every season, but I don't have everything installed here, but we're going to then you just go to import teams. All right. And just for shits and giggles, I'm not going to worry about the years that we have. So let's just go, let's say 1916 was one of them. And you picked, and you wisely picked the Brooklyn Dodgers. Okay. So then I'm just going to find Brooklyn somewhere on here. I'm going blind. Where are they? There they are, right at the top. Boom. Okay. And then you just click this. Okay. So now we've got, and then you don't have to worry about wherever you want to put them. Although if you want, if you're ever creating your own leagues, you can actually, even though it looks like text, I can drag Brooklyn down to there if I want, or whatever. You do that with all those teams. Okay. But that's not what you're asking. All right. So we're just going to import and boom. All right. And exit. All right. So now we already have the Brooklyn Dodgers here. And if I click on them, there they are. So, or the Brooklyn Robins. Okay. So we're just going to do this 3 more times. Okay. So again, we're going to import, go to whatever. So anything in Action PC Baseball that shows up as a zip file is right. You actually, this is what you want to do because these folders, these will show the seasons you have installed. Okay. Is it making sense so far? Sort of, kind of?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So now we're going to go to 1970 because, and again, you very wisely picked the Baltimore Orioles, right? So we're going to import Baltimore. Boom. Okay. And we're just going to leave them just right there. Click exit and exit again. Now we've got Baltimore. Okay. And then 2 more teams really doesn't matter. I know I'm making this longer than I have to. We go to 1990 and you selected Cincinnati Reds. Okay. And boom. All right. So import them again. League alignment doesn't really matter because what you want to do is just dump everybody into whatever, right? That's what you want to do. Okay. And click OK. Boom, 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 and exit. And then we just need one more and import. So yeah, the thing about Action PC Baseball is you have these, right? You have like what I call the red menu. This is the one that you can use most, but the real deep stuff is up here. The little words, and that's the one a lot of people don't mess with. They get used to, just playing with this one. So it's a good question you have, and I hope it helps other people. I'm just trying to find just a season here at random 1967, and of course you pissed off Bernie, and did I pick 1957? All right, so that means you pissed off Dwayne, which is even better, and you picked the Milwaukee Braves. All right, so there. Now we've got 4 teams in here. Okay, and just import and boom and exit. All right. So now from here, we could do, what you could do, again, look at all their rosters. You could even from here move players from teams to other teams. Let's say, so first you might just want to say, okay, I want to see, maybe the first thing you might want to do, which is what I'm thinking of doing. Let me take this off of here. Is I might want to see, okay, I want to compare the relative strengths of the rosters that I have. So just right now, if I wanted to, I could play an exhibition game between any of these teams that I wanted to. Do a quick sim, whatever. So right now, this acts as a league. But then the other thing that I can do up here, and again, just so I don't get confused, we're just going to call it, Buckshot 2, whatever you want to call it. Just boom, okay? All right, and then hit enter. Boom, and then we can click exit. There it is. So we have all these players are here. So from these 4 teams. Now, if I want to, then I can go up into tools right here. Okay. And I can release all players right here. And as soon as I do that, everybody is going to go off of this into a draft. And then from there, you can actually start bringing in players individually. And I can show you how to do that as well. Is this helping?
Quite a bit.
Have I lost you?
No, quite a bit. This is fantastic.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. I don't want you to have to dig through all my videos because I've done this a couple times, but every once in a while, I like to repeat tutorials I've done before anyhow. And the other thing, too, I will just tell you, Buckshot, that would help you is I'm pretty good at Action PC Baseball, but the guru of Action PC Baseball is Steve Tate.
Yeah.
So, go through. He doesn't have tons of videos to go through. So he did a series of great tutorials on this. All right. So right now, again, as it stands, you could just play an exhibition, quick play it, whatever, between any of these teams or all of them, get a sense of who's strong. And that might be even fun to do, right? But you know how to do that. I don't need to show you that. All right, so I'm going to release all these players, okay? And then I'm going to execute team tools, okay? And click yes. All right. So now they're all released, okay? But what we can do is, where's our database? There's our database. And we don't have any teams. So, but if we go here to free agents, now everybody, here are all your players from those 4 teams in a free agent pool. So I'm just showing batters. I could do all players, boom, and it will refresh. And if we look here, indeed, you have 136. There's 136 players here. Now, if you wanted to start pulling these into a team, right? You want to start assembling your roster, okay? So next step then, right, is you can actually go into, let's exit here, go to rosters, and you can create a new team, okay? You create a new team, and then you're going to just put it into the same division, okay? So however you want to do it, you can leave all this go. So we'll just do create teams. Hopefully it's just going to do 1, but we'll see. It doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, wait, we need to create 1. I'm sorry. My bad. Okay. So we're going to just create a team. You can create as many as you want because maybe you want to try different, combinations of what you're doing. Okay. Let's create, and team created 1. There it is. Okay. You can leave it as new team, name it test, whatever. Go into this, and then you go into players, and you can go into import players. Okay. You with me so far?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Okay. Warning, making league roster changes, blah, blah, blah. Continue. Yes. Okay. So, pardon me. I don't mean to cough in your ear. I didn't hit the mute fast enough. Too many smokes, man. I got to quit. All right, so you're gonna look for your the folder that you've created, okay? And as soon as I find it, I should have done this hours ago, right? This is essentially where you're gonna import from, okay? Why aren't I finding you? There you are. Okay, so and then if I go to Baltimore, okay. And hello, double click Baltimore. Why are you? Hang on a second. I went free agents. There we go. Sorry, I'm clicking on teams and they don't exist. So when you go to free agents right here, this is now, if I want to import onto this new team, let's start putting together a team. So let's get Paul Blair. Let's take Mark Bellinger, okay, or Belanger, however you say his name. All right, and I don't know, Del Crandall, what have you. You get it, right? You're going to just do this for each team, okay?
Right.
So now it shows me that I'm going to import 4 players, okay? And then I'm going to import 4 players. They're imported. If I click exit, and let's exit out of this because this will get a little bit weird. If I go to new team, there, see, they're on here. So now if I want to, now you have from some other franchises. Okay. So we've got the start of a pretty good team here. All right. Let's just go through the step one more time just to help you out. Okay. So you click on whatever you've called that team. So in this case, it's new team 1. Players, import players. Okay. And then you're just going to go to that directory that you've created. And in our case, right now, it's Buckshot 2. Go to that, because since you've already dumped everybody in here to free agents, you can just keep going. You don't have to mess with these teams because they don't have anybody now. So who else do we want here? Do we want Brooks and Frank? Sure, why not? This is how you do it. Exactly what I'm doing. Barry Larkin. Got to have Barry Larkin. I think we have like 13 shortstops by now. Let's get Billy Duran. Okay. Dalrymple. And then we need some pitching, of course, right? So hopefully this is helping some other guys here as well.
Hopefully this is helping not others, not just myself.
Right. So I'm just picking some guys at random. Okay. We can't forget Mr. Underwear. There we go. All right. Boom. All right. So now, again, you've got to exit out of here. Okay. Just click OK and then back in. And
I think you forgot to import.
I forgot to import. Yeah. But I think you get it, right? You get it. We'll just do it one more time.
That's extremely helpful.
All right. I'm glad. And guys, it's really, really fun to do.
You can click import right now, Beatles. It still kept them. It says import 8.
Oh, yeah.
To
the right.
The
button all the way to
the
right.
No, I see it says, oh, yeah. Thanks, guys. Import 8 players. Yes. And then yes, and okay, and exit. And again, you still have to exit out. I think I actually did miss a step that time. Yeah, I did. So they actually didn't import. So one more time, we'll just do it. So teams, or go to this, new team, import. And you can do this. Again, this is so much fun. You want to create handcraft some teams by hand. This is one way to do it. I'll show you another way someday to do some really cool, which is a little hint to a little draft league I'm going to have coming up. All right, I have no idea, so we're just going to pick just a bunch of pictures here, okay? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, love it. All right, there we go. And this time we don't have Mr. Palmer, but that's okay. All right, so import players, 7, because I think I just hit exit last time because I got all excited or something. Import players, yes, and they're imported. Click exit, and there you go. And that's all you do. So what I would suggest you guys do, if you're gonna do this, Mike, thanks for coming in tonight. Good night. If you're gonna do this, try a couple of those different approaches. Maybe make just a blank league like this. Bring in your 4 franchises if you have them. Your 4 seasons. I'm sorry. Try some like maybe to just test the relative strengths of the franchises you've picked. Do some exhibitions. This thing sims pretty quickly, right? Do an abbreviated season. Try to get a sense of how your players are doing. Maybe start dumping into draft, then into a pool like this. Import, maybe, you can also delete players too. Pretty simple if you want to do that. But that's why I'd asked before, is anybody going to be using any of their games? If anybody doesn't have Action PC Baseball, you want to learn how to do this in Out of the Park, I would gladly show you another night in Out of the Park Baseball. So does that help, Ben?
Absolutely. In fact, we
anything
timestamp it for others that want to come in and check it out later.
All right. Any more questions about this while I'm in here?
No, that's going to definitely help me get my team put together.
Awesome. Glad to be of help. Very glad to be of help. So cool. Well, guys, I think we've had a good 3 hours here. Dwayne, you still here?
I'm still here, buddy.
Yeah, bud. All right, man. So Buckshot, so you're here, man. Hang out with us for a couple minutes. So you're feeling pretty. You said you're feeling pretty good about the team you drafted.
I am. I mean,
about the four seasons and what you're putting together. Yeah.
I got like I said, I got the Reds. So we got Rose. I got Griffey. I've got some long-term players there, and then I've got
right.
Longoria. Like I said, Longoria, who's a rookie coming in, and happy with a couple of those pitchers from that 04 Cubs team, as well as some hitters. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. Good.
Big Clue, you're still here. Yeah.
Yep, still here.
Yeah, good. So Buckshot, you got a good voice, man. But
I appreciate that.
You got to be doing some broadcasting. But I'll tell you what, and this is open for anybody. So when we're doing these games, at least on my broadcasts, I'd like to get some folks involved. So you are always welcome to come on during a broadcast, and we'll broadcast the game together. If you don't feel like actually doing some play-by-play, we'll just talk some baseball. Let's make it fun. And because in my channel, or I say it's really our channel. To me, the game is secondary, community is first. And so that's why we end up, we've had 3 different baseball games up on this broadcast tonight. So anybody, you are absolutely welcome. And I hope, Buckshot, you'll consider coming on.
I appreciate that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. And maybe even sometimes when it's, your team, that's cool too. Talk about your team, talk about some of your players. Let's make it fun. Because that's what it's really about all the way. So you guys are all, and I'm trying really, really hard. I want to get Sean on here. Yeah, John, what's your question? John is the creator of our Ned McGreevy Discord, and awesomeness there. And Doug, we're going to help you out. I'll show you how to do this in Out of the Park 24. It's pretty easy. Actually, it's super easy in Out of the Park 24. It's easier, believe it or not, than Action PC Baseball to do what I just did.
Oh, well, crap. I should have told you to do that one instead.
All right. I'll tell you what. I don't know what anybody's work hours are tomorrow. I don't go back to work till Tuesday. I work Tuesdays through Saturdays. Tomorrow, I will show you guys how to do something like this in Out of the Park Baseball. And it's basically, if you can, it's a bit of work, but if you don't mind that, either if you import players one at a time, that takes a little longer. But if you don't mind doing some typing, and if you already have your rosters, you have most of the work done. And I'll show you guys how to do a mass import onto teams. So John says, so when I do season replay, should I copy the league to a new league or just, okay, so let me bring this up here. Okay, so when you do season replay, should you copy the league to a new league or just play, say, 1983? So you know what? Some people say that you should, create a new folder. I never do, because that zip file still remains. I don't create a new folder. So if I go in here to seasons and show you just all these folders here, right? Okay, so let's say here's 1967. So I'm going to switch to 1967, and I'm going to click save. All right, and if I were to play some games, and now since Pib has done Action PC for us, I'm thinking about actually offline replaying the 1967 season, even though I rarely do season replays. But if I would go to install, which I might as well, if I go to install season, and I look in seasons folder, and if I go through this whole morass of craziness, there's 1967. So watch what happens as soon as I install it, it's going to overwrite all of that. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
that's the only downfall.
Yeah.
If you screw up and you're halfway through the season and you zip that file, it gets rid of half the season.
Right. Yeah. So I never, ever, ever create a new folder. The only time I create new folders is like, if I'm doing something like a draft league or I'm mixing, teams from different eras, or I'm setting up a tournament and stuff like that. Then how do you reset a league? Very, very simple. You go to tools. All right. So you have a number of things. You can reset statistics to zeros, delete injuries. You can set all players active, everything. You can set everything to 0. And that's exactly what I did for this. And the league will reset. So that's really, really simple. It's just under tools. And this is all just dealing with your leagues. Another nice thing this has here. So this partial players, and this gets back to a question that was asked earlier. As Pib says, just make sure you have a copy of your original season file, and you can play the season over and over. Yeah, you can. So again, the zip file itself, and Pib's very, very good at Action PC as well. The zip file itself isn't going to be affected, but if you lose that zip file, oops. So you don't want to do that. Use. I have my stuff like up on the cloud and like Google Drive. My Google Drive's ridiculous. It's like got crazy baseball stuff. But somebody's talking about a player. Let's say you're doing a league thing, and you have somebody that So place combined player with team he played with the most. So you can delete partial players. Really nice. So there's lots of stuff in here. And I really, really urge you to, anybody, check out what you have in here. It's a great tool.
So if you finished a season, or
Mhm.
let's say you did a season replay, you can go into that tools and reset the season and start
Yep.
that same season all over again.
Absolutely.
Does it reset, or will it erase your pictures? Will it erase your
No.
logos? Okay, so it literally
No.
just restarts it from the beginning at 0.
That's all you're doing, because that's what I did here. And then I actually played through this once offline, reset it, and you can see my park assignments, logos, everything are still here for everybody. And this was one that was reset. So, and yeah, so that doesn't hurt. And a lot of people like to repeat season replays. Or again, you've replayed a season and you're like, well, what if, maybe there was a trade that was supposed to happen in a season and maybe it didn't quite go off. What would happen if that season, if that trade happened or whatever? So you're getting into a nice playground. But I know for me, for the next week and a half, I'm going to be running my 4 franchises that I've picked through some teams. I'm going to put them up against some juggernaut teams, and using this one, using Out of the Park, and getting kind of crazy about it. But so, and Pip says, if you have a DKS account, your season files are always available. Dave will resend you the file. Yeah. So Dave's a prince. He really is. So I like to keep my stuff backed up anyhow. So it's up on Google Drive.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I know I missed one of the answers earlier when I asked after
Sure.
I don't know if Clue's still on. After he puts the files together of all the teams, will we get a copy of that? Will I be able to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
Absolutely. And then it's really, really simple. What you'll do is it'll be a zip file, put it in your seasons directory, and then you just install it. If you want to do it that way. The other thing, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be, we have to import games and export, but you don't have to do that. So what will happen is when Steve creates this, he's going to zip the league file and then put it up there, and then you just treat it. Now, let me show you something, guys, while you're here. This is super important because even Steve, the guru, got caught on this one. Okay, so when you're working with anything that's available from Dave Cook Sports, all right, so when you go to install, we go to season, there's this little checkbox here. All right, so see, if I go to seasons folder, so this is showing everything that I purchased from DKS, all right? But it's not showing any homebrews. You notice here, Buckshot, it's not showing anything. It's not showing like a zip file for you or anything. Let's say you had a zip that was zipped. What you've got to do is click this. Now, look at all this extra stuff. So there's these are homebrew seasons and things that people have done. There's a 1930s all-time great franchise league, whatever. So when Steve zips these and you download them and put them wherever you put them in your game folder, seasons folder, which you really should do your seasons folder or whatever, make sure to check display all zip files so that you can find it. If you leave this unchecked, you'll never find it. You'll be just seeing the stuff that you bought from Dave Cook, and that's it. Okay. So really, really helpful. And I'm trying to see if I can find an old Shanks here to show you guys. Yeah, there we go. So here's one that we did. Boink. This was from April 13th of last year. So weird to think of it. Let's do May 12th. Okay. So I'm going to install that, and you guys will get to see what it looked like. Okay. Season installed. Click OK. And there we go. There's everybody. Now, the reason you're not seeing logos is I just didn't bother importing the logos, but everybody's teams here. There's the Red Bolts, and see, it kept the park assignments and everything like this. And I could actually just restart this league if I wanted to and play it. So, I mean, at this point, we started using different names for the zip files and stuff like that. So that's why you're seeing that, Hawaii, for instance, is only 9-3 or what have you, or my team was 6-7. But I could reset this and it's still going to keep all these assignments. But this is kind of how you do it. So
awesome stuff. Thank you.
That's
Appreciate
it. Oh, you're welcome. I'm always
And
glad
you
to help
you know
out.
what? You asked everybody how they felt about their team. Did you answer? How do you feel about your team? Did you pick for now or did you pick for the future? What would you
Mm.
decide? How do you feel?
So interestingly enough, so the 78, so the Pirates are my favorite team. And so for me, hang on one second. I'm going to cough in your ear. I'm dying. Okay, so for me, so the 78 Pirates were like a pick from heaven because I can, if any Pirates I decide I'm going to keep, I'm moving backwards, right? I want to get, because Willie Stargell, I can have him into the 60s, right? And so that was really, really good for me. The Angels, I like the Angels because I think that, I mean, come on, they won 103 games, and looking at those players, was good with that. There were a couple teams, and Dwayne, don't take it personally. I really wanted either the 1904 Pirates, Giants, or Cubs. Didn't get them. So the Reds, though, were kind of a nice find because there are players I can, again, go back in time with, or some of them forward in time. So I definitely wanted to get Deadball. I skipped 1961 because it was pretty much all the good stuff I thought was taken. I feel pretty good about it. I don't think I'm going to contend in this first season. I'm more or less building for the future, kind of the way you are. That was my thing. It's like, okay, building for the future. I know I'm going to get some. I've got power in Willie Stargell. So just like Dwayne isn't going to let go of Hannes Wagner, I'm not getting rid of Willie Stargell, even though he struck out a lot. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. The 1944 Pirates, I took them more. They finished second that year, but I more took them just because they were the Pirates, and I couldn't take the 44 Phillies; they were awful. So yeah, and I got a DiMaggio, so maybe I can trick somebody and trade. It's Vince DiMaggio, but what the hell, right? So yeah. So I think World's Worst Gamer, and you're welcome, John. You're very, very welcome. I think whoever got the team, I think, and Big Clue left. So I really, you know what? Post it in Discord to Big Clue because I'm not the commissioner. So I think he answered that already, like way back, but I'm not sure. So,
yeah, I kept messaging Carlos. I kind of wanted, like, I pretty much have my team set, so I'm just going to say the heck with Brock.
Okay.
And I'm going to replace him with Adam Wainwright, which is a pretty good piece.
Oh yeah.
Puzzle, and I could trade him too. People need pitching, maybe, you never know. So
yeah. Everybody needs pitching.
Yeah, God, pitching wins. So there you go. So.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I look back here at this Mudville squad that I had, and so you guys can see here, I had one really good pitcher, obviously. So, and he was winning a lot of games. And I finished in the middle of the pack, but you kind of get down here and it's like, I mean, Cuellar was good. But, again, in any league like this, no matter how strong of a team you put together, somebody's got to lose. And I needed pitching on this team. I mean, I had, right, Alexander, look at that ERA, is amazing, right, which is what you'd expect. But, I mean, Dan Casey was getting the crap knocked out of him. Brandon Webb not doing well. And yet you look at that win-loss record. But you got to remember, too, that's his win-loss record with that team, not this one. So my pitching was really, really weak. And I've really got to work on that for me to be competitive at some point. I was paying attention more to power and just good hitting and got pretty lucky with that, except it didn't turn out. So this was the one that I drew: 1929 Jimmy Fox, 1927 Babe Ruth. So you're thinking, geez, right there, right? I'm gonna murder the league with that. And of course, George Foster. I was going for Sean's kind of thing. Is like, for the first time, I'm gonna build a team around power instead of speed. Well, it backfired. Babe Ruth stunk. My best hitters actually were Pop Lloyd and Jimmy Fox, and George Foster did all right. Babe Ruth, though, and Ty Cobb did not do well. So be prepared for any surprises. And I don't know if we're doing alternate reality mode or not. We should probably ask Stephen Big Clue. So that you guys
said it was.
Yeah, so you guys are familiar with that, I think, right? You guys know about that mode in Action PC. It shakes things up a little bit.
I didn't chase them off, did I?
No.
Okay.
I think I'm the only person here that has like a Tuesday through Saturday schedule. So I know Clue's got to, he's got work tomorrow, and Dwayne, what time you got to go in soon too? We got to
Yeah, I
close
got to
this
get
off
off
soon.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
Any
up
other
at
questions,
5:30.
guys, that I can answer about just general things? I mean, please ask. If not, what can I say? Thank you. Again, we are a community. This is not my channel. This is our channel. And it's so gratifying to see everybody in both Discords. And of course, Legend Sports Universe has a Discord. Don't forget that. Please get on that as well, guys. And, this thing is going to be ginning up, and it's going to be really fun to see everybody's rosters. And obviously, I'm going to be totally honest with an eye toward, I wonder who wants to trade. So it's all good. All right. We're past the point where I can thank everybody because this one went long. So just thank you to everybody. But I really want to give a shout out. First, Buckshot, thank you for your first time on here. Sean, finally, for coming on for a little while. Thank you. And Big Clue, Steve. I mean, again, the work that these guys are doing is absolutely immense to make this a great experience for all of us.
It's
So,
amazing what they're doing, and to take
really
the time
is, isn't it?
that it takes is incredible.
Oh yeah,
Considering they're not getting paid, this is all for fun, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. And in fact, I mean that even more so, and you're going to see. I think what's going to really impress everybody who hasn't been a part of this thing before that Steve and Clue run is how smoothly things go. It's really, really, really amazing. They're on top of it and all that. And I'll say thanks to my bud Dwayne Martz here.
Thank you for having me, buddy.
Oh, awesome, man. It's always awesome. So, guys, invitations open at least when I'm broadcasting. Dwayne's usually pretty cool too, but that'll be his decision how he wants to broadcast games in this as well. But I welcome people on, and I hope that you'll consider it. Look, I don't have a broadcaster's voice and I do this stuff, so don't worry about your voice. It's just about coming on and having fun. All right. And that's it.
You have a good evening, man.
All right. You too, buddy.
Okay.
Enjoy Hannes Wagner, you bum. There. I couldn't let you off completely, man.
I thought we was going to leave on good terms.
We are leaving on good terms, but So what I'm going to do right now, so we're done. I'm going to go watch one of the Godfather movies just for educational purposes. Yeah, you never know.
Don't forget to eat the gabagool while you're watching.
Hey, gabagool, right? Yeah,
gabagool. Gotta eat the gabagool.
There you go. All right, guys. I'm going to do a little baseball tomorrow, or whatever.
I'll let you say your goodbyes. You have a good one.
You too, Dwayne. Thanks, buddy. If you guys have any questions, whatever kind of broadcast I'm doing tomorrow, come with them. If I can answer them, I will. If I can't, certainly we'll get them to the people that can answer the questions about.
Well, I'm working from home, so I'll at least watch.
All right, excellent. Yep. Looking forward to it, man. That's great. All right, guys. Until next time, thank you very much, and we'll see you. I'll see Ken Castro, cousin. Now, hang on. All right, just for one. What? How am I your? Oh my God! See, says I warned you, Dwayne. That's right. Well, you know what? So cousin Ken, you know this. What did Machiavelli say? You keep your friends close, and your enemies closer, and that's what That's what Michael Corleone says, right? When he's talking in the second Godfather movie, right? He's talking to Frankie Patangeli, right? Frankie Five Angels. He says, my father taught me many things in this office, Frankie. He said, one thing he taught me, one of the most important things he taught me, keep your friends close, your enemies closer. Sonny also says it in A Bronx Tale. It works. So thank you, Dwayne, for falling into my Machiavellian trap. Yep, he knows it. He knows it. There it is. Gents, we'll see you around the batting cage. Thank you tonight. And I'll say on behalf of Big Clue and Steve Tate for an amazing draft. You guys are awesome. All right. See you tomorrow,
appreciate
guys.
all you do, Beatles. I really appreciate everything that you teach us and show us.
Appreciate you guys for being here and teaching me too. I learned from everybody. All right, guys. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.